Ask him some random questions, Bill, just to make sure he hasn't got the sheet.
Who kicked the first goal of the AFL footy this year?
Dustin Martin.
Mate.
How many games for Geelong did Bill play?
198.
How many goals did he kick?
441.
This is centre.
There's something wrong with this.
We're getting pranked.
Jack Revolt has played in the league record number of draws. How many?
8.
Oh, no, come on.
Mate.
How many
He
good?
can't come back
How
on.
many games did I play, Penny?
Yeah.
204.
Oh, no.
Oh, got it wrong.
229.
Oh, he got it wrong,
Because
Benny.
he didn't play for Geelong.
Yeah,
He's a Geelong man.
He's a Geelong man.
That is a
He's
towering
good.
performance,
Jeez.
Benny. I cannot believe it. Congratulations.
That was...
Yeah,
to
well
you.
done.
Yeah. Thanks, JB. I've been listening for a while. Always wanted to be on the quiz, so...
Yeah,
Good on you, mate.
listen to that.
I don't know if he'll come back to it.
Well, he can't.
No.
He's now a champion.
He's a champion.
He's an all-time champion. He's clocked it.
We should have champions of champions down there. We'll write that down.
Yeah.
We did it last year, didn't we?
Oh, we did it last year.
Oh, my goodness.
He thought he was onto something.
He did. He was getting happy there.
Hey, well done, Ben.
Well done, Benny.
That is ridiculous, Benny. Well
Yeah.
done to you, mate. For McDonald's, Hard Yakka and Ream Hot Water.
Jeez.
We're here for Collingwood and Port Adelaide.
We got anything
Oh, man.
left?
Triple M rocks the Saturday rub.
The Triple M Footy Saturday Rub for Hard Yakka for a new breed of legends.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
I once went go-karting with Stephen Richards. Yeah. And I said, so what am I trying to do here, Stephen? And he said, well, you're either accelerating or you're braking.
There's only two options.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
You're accelerating or braking. Because I don't mind coasting around a corner with the clutch in.
I've seen you do it.
You know, so sue me. I'm an old clutch in guy.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
With Ned's Same Race Multi, get bigger odds by selecting 2 to 4 runners to finish anywhere inside the top 4 in the same race. Use it on Tancred Stakes. Take it to the Ned's level. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
On now at Harvey Norman. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs. Be quick for clearance prices across the LG 2022 TV range. Save $400 on the LG 65-inch QNED 91 4K Mini LED Smart TV. Now $1,545. Save $600 on LG 65-inch CS 4K OLED Smart TV. $2,295. Shop in-store or online while stocks last. Hurry. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs and Sunday at Harvey Norman.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie Shepherd avocados are in season and just $1.80 each.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
There's even more to be inspired with at Burbank Homes, with the release of 14 brand new designs in our B-Series collection. Choose from 14 new floor plans with brand new modern, sophisticated and stylish facades that'll give your new home a striking first impression. And right now, Burbank is offering you the choice of 3 unbelievable upgrade packs, starting from under $5K. Search Burbank today and be inspired by their all-new B-Series collection. CDVU 52603.
Get the best price on the epic new Samsung Galaxy S23 series at Telstra. Find a better price in 7 days and we'll credit the difference. T's and C's apply. Visit telstra.com/price match to find out more.
The Super Rugby Pacific is now streaming on the home of rugby, Stan Sport. Can the Rebels keep up their form against the Reds? Kicks off tonight.
Here we go. Hardwick scores!
The only place to watch every match, ad-free, live and on demand. On the home of rugby, Stan Sport. Start your free trial today at stan.com.au/sport.
March into exceptional opportunities at Mornington BMW. Enjoy savings equal to the GST across the range of deliverable vehicles by March 31st. Exclusive to Mornington BMW. Terms and conditions apply. Licence 7674.
I'm running late again. Okay, gonna have to put the foot down. Just a few Ks over. Won't hurt.
morning, driver. Can I see your licence, please?
If you're driving, don't be tempted to speed. Chances are you will be caught. Speeding drivers can face large fines. A message from the TAC. Drive safely for everyone.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This is the Triple M footy preview for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
Bernard Vince in the house, so is Damien Barrett, so is Bill Brownless. BT not too far away. Ash Stewart back.
Oh, yes.
We get ready for Collingwood and Port Adelaide. I've got a question for you three, and I take my life into my own hands here because I absolutely love, and I haven't always, I love what Collingwood are doing at the moment as a club, off the field and on it.
And that all starts from the coach.
Yeah, brilliant. And I just, the whole mojo of the place is going beautifully. So it's only a question. I'm not loading a gun asking it. Nick Dacos being allowed to wear number 35 for the rest of his career, so therefore they abandoned what I loved, which was the first-year player wearing it out of respect for Presty and what he did in that grand final.
Yep.
Should that have happened or not? I know his dad famously wore 35
the problem, isn't it? He wore
his
35,
whole life.
So, yeah.
But is a single player bigger than the club?
Yep.
Presty would have gone on, that tradition would have gone on for the next 50 years.
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't mind it. I don't mind what they're doing if he wears 35, being his old man.
Just because Peter.
Only because of Peter.
Yeah, that's
I think you factor all that in, and the fact that he's wanting to embrace being the greatest he can be as well. I think it's okay, Jim.
A lot of players don't want their father's numbers.
No, true.
They want to be their own players.
Yeah, true.
So good on him for wanting to wear 35.
I like that. I just loved what it meant. Simon Prestigiacomo pulling himself out of a grand final because he was unfit, and we know there are stories of blokes playing when they were unfit and being premiership players, and then that's the opposite. So I loved the fact that they recognised what a selfless act that was, and put that on their highest drafted player to say, we want you to live those values while you're a player.
Yeah.
I loved all of that.
Yeah.
So to just abandon that, it seemed a bit weird to me. It's
a fair point.
It's saying an individual is more important than something that's important to us as a whole club.
Yeah, but then I suppose you're then laying it with what is important to Nick Dacos, aren't you, as well?
And the family.
And the closeness of that relationship, which is obviously a massive bond, isn't it?
Not an easy question to answer.
No, it's a
I like
tough
it, Jim. It's a little bit.
Good.
Both ways are good answers.
I don't mind.
Are we worried about the Cats, Bill? 0-2?
I reckon they're 2 or 3 weeks behind. They have been for a while now. I don't know if that's because they played in the grand final or whatever, but they just seem to be...
There's no backline, which I think still...
Tom Stewart hurts there, obviously, but...
Hey,
Jasny
and
Jack Henry.
They've got key people out.
Yeah, exactly right. So I don't think there's any panic buttons, and certainly Chris Scott has said that, but they've got to get better. Like poor old Dangerfield, I thought the captaincy wouldn't affect him at all, but... He just hasn't had a kick, really. Cam Guthrie, Bess and Ferris last year. There's some of those midfield, even Tommy Atkins, who he loves and a star, those midfielders just haven't got their hands on.
Nathan Brad had a theory on the Friday huddle last night that there was an element of Samson with Cam Guthrie, Bill, the hair being removed. Are you subscribing to that?
No, not at all. And then Tomahawk seems to be a little bit underdone, doesn't he? So thank God for Jeremy Cameron the other night. So they're going to get better. And they've got to get fitter. They've got 3 not-so-bad games now, which you'd hope they'd go okay in those, and then we'll see what happens from there. But they're behind the 8 ball. There's no doubt about that. I'm just having a look at the banners here. Look at the beautiful, magnificent Collingwood banner there, and then Port Adelaide have got one of those ones like they hold up 2 sticks and a bit of crepe paint and you run through.
Not so many required to hold that one up, Bill. That's like the local league, isn't it?
I know, Bernard, that they've always been important, but when you take key people out of your back six in modern footy, it is so hard to get the game right.
Yep.
And May last night coming out was crucial to Melbourne.
Yep.
And Salem is way more important than people realise in that back six for them too.
Yep.
Takes Angus Brayshaw out of where he probably would be playing, so he's got to, it changes your whole dynamic.
Yeah.
So for Geelong, Tom Stewart, arguably their best player.
Yep.
But then you've got Jasny and you've got Jack Henry.
Yeah.
You take 3 of your starting 6, all the synergy, all the instinctive knowing where people are because you played together, a heap of footy. It is hard to understand how important that is.
No, and they're intercept markers too, especially talking of Stewart and Stephen May. You take an intercept marker out, and all of a sudden, Lever in Melbourne's team has to become that. There's only sort of one that does it then, because Petty's sort of just a rugged defender. He's reliable, but he just punches away. Tomlinson the same.
Yep.
So Stephen May and Lever work so well together, and same with Geelong. With Stewart out, you haven't got that intercept mark. Intercept marking down back is like today. Darcy Moore, like it's really important, that key defender that can stand their man but know the right time to come off and then take it, and then you rebound from there down the open side, and you can scoring change created across half back a lot.
What do you make of Port Adelaide belting Brisbane, then Brisbane virtually belting Melbourne? I know they come back Melbourne. Then it's just a strange...
It's hard to read.
Does it come down to the day now you're on?
I think it is. All teams on their day can beat anyone.
So who wins here today?
Well,
Collingwood magnificent, Port magnificent.
I think Collingwood, being at the MCG, you'd have to give them the tick. I thought the way they played against Geelong last week was the best game of footy, I think, for the round. Port Adelaide's effort was probably the best for the round. If you're looking at where we think Brisbane are going to finish, and Port Adelaide are a tough one to read too. From year to year, they can fluctuate from 13th to 2nd, back to 12th to somewhere in the 8. You don't really know what they're about. So we need to see a little bit more, and today's a big test.
Kate McCarthy's going to join Bernard. We've got BT not too far away, as I said, Ashture as well. When game day rolls around, head straight to Macca's, take on 10 irresistible chicken McBites.
Oh, yeah.
Only $3. Legendary, super tasty, made from 100% Aussie chicken, the ultimate one-handed grab. So a big McDonald's loose change menu today. I noticed you had a little voucher.
How much would that be per chicken?
Look at you at it, but that voucher handed to Bernard just went straight into his skyrocket.
I threw my ID out and whacked that in.
All right, go to the races again, Fat. Why don't we make this an every week thing?
Well, we've had a nice win today. Bossy Nick, of course, in the second. So that'll do us today. We done, are we?
Oh, you are.
Good.
What are you doing today, Bill?
Might get down to a pub tap.
Bet
responsibly and hydrate.
For McDonald's
responsibly.
Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks the Saturday run.
Triple M Footy Prime Time.
For Jim Beam, it's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
When you listen to Triple M Footy in 2023, it won't matter if your seat is in the car, on the couch, or in the stadium.
Get ready to erupt.
Because we'll bring you the moments that will get you out of it.
Footy is better when Tipper's kicking snags. Jeffrey, kick, snap, go!
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 1 for Essendon and Gold Coast.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Join the Neds AFL Open Group to connect, bet and banter with hundreds of like-minded punters and see expert tips on every AFL game this season. Take it to the Neds level. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
Whether you're heading off or staying home this Easter, Jaycar has some cracking deals for you. Save up to 40% off Brass Monkey portable fridge freezers, 20% off campsite power, and up to 50% off dash cams and reversing cameras. Protect your home with up to 20% off CCTV kits and 30% off cameras. And Bluetooth speakers, portable projectors and antennas are now up to half price. These and more great Jaycar Easter savings on now at over 20 stores across Melbourne.
There's even more to be inspired with at Burbank Homes, with the release of 14 brand new designs in our B-Series collection. Choose from 14 new floor plans with brand new modern, sophisticated and stylish facades that'll give your new home a striking first impression. And right now, Burbank is offering you the choice of 3 unbelievable upgrade packs starting from under $5,000. Search Burbank today and be inspired by their all-new B-Series collection. CDBU 52603.
Who loves account fees? Nobody. That's who. That's why NAB have 0 monthly account fees, which everybody loves. Search NAB bank accounts. NAB, more than money. Personal accounts only, consider the T's and C's.
I need help. I can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not.
Paramount Plus presents the new original series, Rabbit Hole.
You found something.
big enough to make you a target.
Starring Kiefer Sutherland.
None of this makes sense.
It's a mind game, John.
Deception is reality.
The enemy is everywhere.
Rabbit Hole. Now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Every massive moment stops at lives right here.
That is incredible.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy, and the first quarter is coming up next.
On now at Harvey Norman. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs. Be quick for clearance prices across the LG 2022 TV range. Save $400 on the LG 65-inch QNED 91 4K Mini LED Smart TV. Now $1,545. Save $600 on LG 65-inch CS 4K OLED Smart TV. $2,295. Shop in-store or online while stocks last. Hurry. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs and Sunday at Harvey Norman.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
Yes, a very good afternoon and welcome back to the MCG. Thanks to JB and the boys doing a great job. We are here. Should be a cracking game of football. Two quality teams on offer early in the season in Collingwood and also Port Adelaide. Brian Taylor with you, of course. Kate McCarthy is with us also. Bernie Vince is with us. Ash Chua is here. Jay Clark is here. James Brayshaw, of course, all here for this big game at the MCG. Really good crowd building up, actually. Probably in the 50s, maybe heading towards 60 as well on a beautiful day if you're somewhere other than Victoria here at the MCG. Ash, good afternoon. I welcome you and perhaps some historical facts on today. Red Z Lending Stats.
Yeah, afternoon, BT. Just touching on the crowd. Record home and away between these two sides.
Yep.
51,883. That was the very first game that Port Adelaide played, of course, against the Magpies.
I think we're going to go close to that today.
I reckon you're on the money. That was back in 97. But look at Collingwood. They've won 11 out of their past 12 at the G by an average winning margin of 10 points. But last week, both of these teams posted the two highest scores of the round. Port at 126, Collingwood at 125. And you look at Port Adelaide, their forwards. They racked up 24 marks inside 50 last week. That was their highest return since 2019. Dixon, Marshall and Georgiadis took 17 between them. For the Magpies, a lot of talk about Nick Dacos. He's been averaging 26 disposals from his 26 career games. Since his debut, he's won 270 more touches than his direct opponents and number 6 for score involvements. And Jason Horne-Francis, BT, last week he recorded a career-high 25 touches and 11 score involvements.
Good on you, Ash. This is Triple M Footy Prime Time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsible. Bernie Vince, you looking forward to this contest today? Goal-kicking frenzy are we going to get?
Well, hopefully. Two teams that love to score, as Ash just mentioned, the two highest scores of the round last week, and probably two of the the best performances of the round last week. Port Adelaide, surprising. Most people thought Brisbane were going to come out and beat them at home. They are tough team to read, Port Adelaide. From year to year,
they get on a roll, don't they?
Once they get on a roll, they're a tough side to beat, and got some class players, obviously, through their side, but they're just a tough one to read. Today, for me, big test for Port Adelaide. Here, big crowd, as you said, could be up to 60,000. A lot of people in the house here. Beautiful day for footy, and two teams that take the game on. So I am excited to answer your question. Big test for Port Adelaide, though, for me.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute, Bernie, with Kate, as you take a closer look at this game. Let's get downstairs to Jay-Z. He is down there. Don't forget, Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Jay-Z, good afternoon and welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, BT. Very blustery conditions down here. There's a strong breeze that's quite swirly. So going to be tricky conditions for the players if it remains like this. Could play a bit of havoc with the skills. Keep an eye on that surface, though. Absolutely magnificent. Barely a blade of grass out of place here at the MCG. For all the chatter about it last week, it is presented beautifully. hopefully, for this game here today. Hey, can't wait for the Nick Dacos versus Jason Horne-Francis battle. Dacos obviously took the points first season, but Jason Horne-Francis, as Ash mentioned before, outstanding last week, and expecting him to have a big one today. Of course, 2 picks went very high in the 2021 draft. The 2 subs today, Brian, Reef McInnes for Collingwood, and the Port Adelaide veteran former captain Travis Boak is back from that rib injury. Both clubs, of course, looking to go 2-0.
Jay-Z, the vibe down there at the moment, it seems to have a little bit of explosiveness in it.
Oh, it's an excited crowd. I think you were right, Brian, in terms of the Collingwood and the way they're playing, the running power, the scoring power, of course. I think the Collingwood faithful are absolutely loving the way they're playing. And Port Adelaide, tell you what, plenty of people have written off the club, and Kenny Hinkley, of course, over the summer. It's a tough start to the draw, but they were fantastic last week. So an excited vibe down here, Brian. That's going to be an interesting game today.
Thanks, Jay-Z. Look forward to talking to you throughout the day. Interesting, JB. I've just come from the Collingwood lunch.
Yes.
The CEO, Craig Kelly, was there today. By the way, didn't eat anything at the lunch. As you'd expect, given the pasting I've copped over the last 24 hours. But anyway,
yes.
JB,
no, there's lots of good feedback about your running style, Brian.
Ned has masterminded a live cross via satellite through Elon Musk for an interview of the coach into the president's dinner. So they're interviewing the coach into the president's dinner.
That's interesting.
And it went very well. The only trouble is, because it's quite expensive to operate the satellite, he only paid for 2.5 minutes. So unfortunately, Brendan Bolton was cut off at 2 minutes and 30 seconds halfway through his
Starlink.
The other thing, Brian, that Ned needs to keep in mind at all times at Collingwood functions is that he's never to speak himself.
Oh, no, well, he's
what happens, Jim?
Boring
I
operation.
feel he's a long way down the road to feeling like he should take Jeff Brown the president's spot.
Oh, no, he shouldn't. And he shouldn't speak. So, as the man who runs all of their functions, just get to Old Cement and say, listen, you look after the stuff behind the scenes and let me look after the microphone.
Jimmy won't be happy with that.
What was really interesting in there was, because he's trying so hard to be not Ned.
Oh, no. and it won't work.
And he's going around and he's saying to him, geez, the room looks good today. Geez, you've done a great job. Well, and to all the
staff and
he's just getting around them and just giving them an old frizzy.
Not natural.
That it's just not.
No, it won't last because it's not authentic. It's not the bloke we know.
You can only fake it for so long.
No, exactly. I see he's wearing bifocals to try and put a
more corporate
look to himself.
Anyway, Bob Jane Team Arts have a great buy, 3 get 1 free deals plus instant cash back. Call order online today. T's and C's apply for Bob Jane Team Arts. We're just about ready to get underway. Umpires out there today, Ash. Who have we got with our 4 umpires out there today in the middle for the MCG?
Yeah, we've got Hayden Gavine, is that right, BT?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, beautiful. Alex Wetton, Simon Meredith, and Andre Giafagna.
Yes, Andre Giafagna and Alex Wetton.
Yes, and Simon Meredith is my age.
Yes, well, there's a lot of umpires that are your age out there because they're hanging on to them longer because of the 4 umpire system.
Yes.
So,
he has been a very good umpire, by the way, but been around a very long time.
He's a beauty. So Port Adelaide warming up, punt right end. Collingwood just about ready to go here and get this underway. Looking forward to this game very much indeed because, Bernie, you hit it on the head before. You said, well, it might have been me that said it to you, actually, that they get on a roll. I mean, they do that in a game and they can go, but they also do it in consecutive games. If they get a bit of wind up, they can push along quite well.
No, they're a dangerous side, and that's why they're tough to read because, what do you take out of last week? Yes, they turned up, brilliant around the stoppage, brilliant in the contest against the team we think is going to be probably top 2, top 4, and especially after last night, touching up Melbourne. So, tough to read, but today's a big test. If they can come out here and beat Collingwood up around the footy, take them on through the middle of the ground, a little bit what Collingwood do to opposition sides, and beat them well, this could kickstart, as you said, BT, a role for them. They've got the showdown next week, Port Adelaide. Then I think they've got Geelong and Sydney. So that's one of the toughest first 5 rounds you could possibly get in a draw. So
they've got Adelaide, Sydney, Dogs, West Coast, St Kilda.
Yeah, so once we get to West Coast, you'd say that gets a little bit easier. But their first 5 rounds as tough as anyone. So if they can imagine if they could be 2-0 after the first 2 rounds when, all the pressure we thought was going to be coming for Kenny by this stage.
But Bernard, the one thing Brisbane gave them last week is what you cannot give them, and that's nearly 30 contested clearances. They were up by about 10.
Yep.
So I always think, unless they've changed the way they play, I had a bit of a look last week. I had a look at the half. Unless they've changed the way they play, if you close down Port's space and really put ferocious pressure on the ball carrier, that's when they can unravel.
Yep, and what they did well last week, Jim, watch the whole game, is they took the game on through the corridor. Yes, they made mistakes, but they turned up a little bit like what Collingwood do. This is why it's going to be such a fascinating game. They just took the game on because they were going a bit late last year. They were going slow and wide and just boring sort of footy. That's not Port Adelaide. When they're up and running, they're fast through the corridor, fast into their forwards, and that's why their forwards had a day out. I mean, I think, 3 or 4 of them kicked 3 goals each. Marshall kicked 4, Dixon 3, Lockie Jones even kicked 3, Junior Rioli kicks 3. So, and this interesting one as well, we haven't spoken about, is Travis Boak as the sub. I would think if he's available, if he's 100% fit, you play him. So whether he's fit or not, who knows with that cracked rib. But fascinating day. Can't wait for this one to unravel.
Any news on that, Jay-Z, down there with Travis Boak?
Oh, no, they're saying he's good to go. So Ken Hinckley's given him the tick-off. He trained on Tuesday and got through, recovered fine. So they've got full faith in Travis Boak. Of course, at his age, maybe just come on as a sub, an impact player in the second half. But they're saying he is ready for the rigours of top-line footy.
Who's this station to our right?
Well, a very confident young man. I was sitting outside the Triple M box doing some talking there, JB, and a guy said, "G'day, BT, how you going?" And I looked at him thinking, it'll be Gary Lyon or Bernie Vint.
He's on that category.
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
Ash, do we know to our right who this mob are?
No idea, JB. Don't recognise anyone in that
South Australian flavour.
All right, we are ready to go. Saturday afternoon, Port Adelaide and Collingwood at the Triple MCG. Bounce of the footy to get us underway. Good crowd. Knocked to the ground by Cameron. Rosie picks it up and he's taken in a tackle straight away by Pendlebury.
Just opening the first tinny there, JB.
Footy out coming out the code 0.
Pass them round, BT.
Ball to the ground again. Bergman stripped of the ball. That's holding it. 2 great tackles from Pendlebury to start this game.
Oh, Jay-Z will be up.
Got a nice early stiffy, Jay-Z. Look at him. He's also wearing sunnies when there's no sun anywhere. Ball to half forward. Out comes Big Mace. Couldn't hang on. Elliott. Crisp. It's all about 50 from home. Nick Dacos. Jones across the top of the ball for Port Adelaide. Dacos extracts. Noble gets through a couple. Flicks the handball back to Pendlebury. Nicely done. Back to Noble. Inside 50 go. The Collingwood Footy Club and to go. He dropped what he should have taken.
He should have taken it in the end. It bounced off his chest. He got a little bit too close to the footy. It's still in dispute, but it's in Collingwood's forward 50 at the punt road end. Bouncing off the tackle. There was Cameron hanging it too long. Free kick will go the way of Rosie. Got the handball off here. Now to Horn Francis. Goes on here to Palpepper. Running bounce up the northern wing. Port going towards the city end here in the first quarter. Short ball to Dixon. He takes the mark. And a 50-metre penalty against Frampton. Didn't stand still on the mark. And this will bring Dixon within about 10 or 15 metres of goal here.
Jeez.
Looked like he's just moving the feet a bit on the mark and wasn't quite stationary as he was told to be.
Yep. And a lot of Port Adelaide players obviously started at Port Adelaide, Billy Frampton, before going to the Crows, and Collingwood picked him up this year. So 3 or 4 Port Adelaide players all getting over and letting him know that he'd made a mistake.
Big let off here. The Pies have given Port Adelaide. Dixon steps to the plate and he kicks the first goal in the opening minute.
Oh, look at him.
Look at him get over to him, the big fella. Beacon Train Scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting, electrical products and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier. Gee, it's a long scoreboard announcement.
Yes.
Well done, BT, for getting through that with one breath. A good start from Port Adelaide. This is exactly what they want. A goal early. What should have been an easy mark down one end for Collingwood to go. He drops an absolute sitter and it goes straight down the other end after holding the ball free kick. And not just for Port Adelaide, but for Charlie Dixon to start like that. He's a confidence player. Big grab early, gets the 50-metre penalty, and then kicks one from 35 out. Good start, Port Adelaide.
It was interesting. Frampton basically just kept going backwards.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear the stand, but he certainly didn't move sideways. He just was retreating backwards, looking at the ump going, where am I meant to be? Restart. Horn Francis, I think, might have dragged that back in, but the umpire gives him the benefit. 6 points, Port. Collingwood haven't started yet. It's a big penalty, that.
Yeah, too big.
That is a big penalty. Just conceding a goal Adams. It's a centre-half forward. Busted out of the hands of McStay. Horn Francis swings it. There's a bump from Collingwood's little man in Hill. Didn't impact the ball, however, so it probably should have been a tackle. They transition to Rioli on the wing, and he is absolutely swallowed on the outer wing ball up.
Maynard got him. Maynard it was.
Maynard.
He mauled him, JB, you're right. He just front on mauled him. Ball up as a result. Out of the ruck they go. Lysette got the kick forward to centre half forward. Here they come now. Frampton trying to knock the ball in front, but he looks under pressure. Now he's dived on it. Now he's got to get rid of it. Dixon's got him in a tackle. That should have been a free kick to Dixon.
Should have been.
He dragged the ball in, didn't make any attempt to get it out, and Dixon had him wrapped up. No free kick.
Darcy, Charlie.
Down, Cameron. Rioli now taken in a double tackle.
Geez, the tackle pressure's been high early, hasn't it, Jim? There's not much time in this game. High pressure from both sides.
Inside forward 50, ball up. Cameron, a little left foot torpy. Not able to be picked off, so side bottom just goes off the deck with a big high spinning drop punt, and that's going to be deliberate, even though it was a sock out of the air. The way they adjudicate these days, that was always deliberate, and Lysette to bring it back in. And he goes long and high and wide, gets past Frampton, picked up by Noble. Thumping drop punt. Big Mace comes at it nicely. Gloves it beautifully off to Dacos. Dacos down the line, a long one. It's got to sit here for the Collingwood forward. It did, but Myercheck was just hurried with the kick when maybe he didn't have to be, and it's a behind.
Geez, how's the ball movement from D50 into attacking 50? Both ways, mind you. Both trying to move the ball on quick. A lot of handball receives early. Just trying to play fast footy, making sure the opposition can't get set, the defence.
Play on.
Blistering speed, Burn. There's no doubt about that. Seabass super special comments, making hard work pay off. Kick out right here, Mason Collins.
Done.
Nice pack mark. Or was it Cameron?
Cameron,
the ladder. So Cameron with the mark. Could have given it to Noble. Not sure why he didn't. Horn Francis not far off, but Cameron now from inside the centre square. Very, very high ball. A Lear at the back. Up they fly. Myercheck, hands on it. Couldn't reel it in. Houston caught in a perfect tackle here by Elliott. He's got him. So I'm not sure he had prior opportunity, but he didn't get rid of it, that is for sure. And given the tackle at the other end, goodness me. So Elliott now 20 metres out.
Well, Frampton did everything wrong down the other end. He dove on it, held it in, didn't get it out, and wasn't paid. And then down this end, I need to see the Harvey Norman replay. And obviously didn't want to let the ball out. Here it comes here. Grabs the footy, was tackled, had one arm free, BT.
Kick it, goal by Elliott. The punt road end is a goal. It's a dubious free kick, no doubt about it. So a goal apiece here at the MCG to start off. Dixon and Elliott, the respective goal kickers for their team.
Yeah, had one arm free there, BT, so didn't have prior opportunity, but when you got one arm free, it was a really good tackle from Elliott. When you got one arm free, as we see there again on the Harvey Norman replay, you've got to find a way to get rid of it.
Just let it go.
Yeah, well, just let it go in the tackle.
Right.
But by the time you hold on to it there, you're almost gone. You can try and make a kick to it, but he almost wrapped his legs up with his legs as well. Perfect tackle. Gave the free kick away, but more importantly, finished the goal. So that's 13 tackles in the first 6 minutes of play. Average is 30 per quarter, so both teams tackling very well.
Kate McCarthy, welcome to you.
Thanks, JB. Lots of Collingwood fans out and about today. Made it very hard to get here.
Blocked your way.
Traffic.
So we're back in the middle of goal apiece. Lysette went to jump. Cameron just held his ground. And now hands and knees on the top of the Coles logo. Secondary bounce or ball up. Lysette gets the big frame in front and then wraps the footy up, and we're going to have a third ball up, same spot. 1-1-7. Port Adelaide 1 straight 6. Thump to the broadcast side, and side bottoms held up, so a fourth ball up. BT, get this thing rolling.
Yep, not much happening. Not a lot of fluency play. Jay-Z?
That Frampton 50 for the Dixon goal early. The AFL has tightened that rule, so once you are told to stand, you cannot move back. Remember, Collingwood was the pioneer of that move last season. As they sort of sag back off the mark, you can't do that this season.
Yeah, so a form of delay. Willem Drew now, who's the nephew of our former boss, Lee Simon, the music guru, JB.
No, Godfather of rock.
Yeah. And he's taken the mark, Dixon, directly in front, 45 metres out. And he'll have a shot in the sunlight of the city end of the MCG. We'll have to kick at 48.
Winning key contests at the moment, Port Adelaide, like that 50-50 ball. A repeat stoppage 4 times, as you called, Jim. Just winning the key ball, and then their ball movement out that open side through the corridor is exactly what they were doing last week.
Charlie Dixon. A little bit of wind here, swirling as it normally does. Kick on the way, pretty damn good. He likes it. He's got to. He just stood there and put the fist up and said, fellas, I'm not running to you. You come and give me what I deserve. And he gets his second. And it is 2 straight 12 to Collingwood 1-1-7. And the new scoreboard's getting me a little bit, JB. It's just horrible.
No, it isn't. I can't work it out.
It was a lovely lead, JB, up the middle of the ground from Mitch Georgiades, which drew that kick out of the middle from Miles Bergman, hit him lace out. And then it was just a little bit of loose checking. Georgiades played on nice and quickly, and Dixon had a whole lot of space on his opponent and won't be too happy with that as a start. Billy Frampton giving him that much space inside 50.
That's 2 goals early too for Dixon. Big confidence player, big Dicko, so look for him to kick a big bag today now.
Get a little fill up, you reckon, Bernard?
Yeah. We're doing a bit of work with Chad before the game, Jim.
It was one-on-one, which Chadwick demanded, so that he could get game and ground time. As Mitchell got it here to side bottom. It gets through the hands of Crisp. Side bottom goes back and gets
pressure.
It. Nice pressure. Crisp worried off the ball. It comes to the wing. Coming forward is Houston. He's taken in a very good tackle. Gone. And he was bear hugged by De Goey, the big frame. And he wants to go. Just picks it up and runs away to half forward. Ill-directed ball. Pretty simple in the end for the skipper, Tom Jonas.
Jonas at half back here, northern side of the ground. Just wants to go sideways. Houston at the moment, every time he grabs the ball, they're absolutely mauling him,
aren't they?
A little ball here to Burn Jones. He goes very, very wide to Burgoyne. Burgoyne takes the mark, short ball, not what it should have been on that occasion to Dersma. Dersma's got to go back and try it again, and that time Hoskin Elliott arrived and forced a boundary throw in. So that's a win for Collingwood, a little win on their half-forward line, southern stand side of the ground, which is absolutely bathed in brilliant sunshine here today. I think we're going to break the record crowd home and away for these two sides today, Ash.
Yeah, 51,000 was the record.
Think we've got it covered. Here at the moment. Little handball crowds this year have been unbelievable.
Those his crowds, Brian.
Cameron inside 50, high ball over the head here. Houston again. There's a little, didn't really want to know about it too much because every time he's gone near it, he hasn't done that well. O'Lear out the back door, poked it to Burn Jones. Funny little stumbly kick. Goes very wide to Dersma. Dersma had real trouble picking up the ball. Now a little kick along the ground. Ends with Cameron. Got it off to Josh Dacos. Fast handball, too stiff for Pendlebury. Trying to break through the pack is Dersma. Dersma 1-3, but Collingwood have applied aggressive tackle, and it was Cameron.
Geez, how good's the tackling been from both sides early? Some big tackles holding the ball. Umpires are rewarding it, but they're just trying to, or used to breaking tackles like this, not against good sides like this. Well done.
103 kegs, big camo.
Oh, yeah.
Short to Crisp. 50 from home.
Right on the 50 stand.
And as for Big Bruz, the Bruzzy, there's another 95 kegs and a brutal man.
Yeah.
Likes hurting people. Crisp to about 5 metres out. Myercheck. Oh, had good hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Side bottom, front and centre goal. Class act, still side bottom. And now it's Collingwood by a point. 2-1 to Port Adelaide, 2 straight. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, they're probably pretty fortunate there, Port Adelaide. Myercheck ended up, there's a lot of body work and a big pack forming. There's a lot of numbers around, but he was able just at the last minute to just gain a little bit of a gap on his opponent. Probably should have marked it, but he ended up fumbling it straight down to still side bottom. And he doesn't need much time to hurt your still side bottom, and he was just front and centre, snap around the body. Like shelling peas, that one.
Super clever steel side bottom. Saw that there was a huge pack that had formed and just took a couple of steps back, knowing that if it did carry for the front of that pack, he would be in the perfect position. Slotted it like the class player he is.
Just getting word that unknown commentary box next to it, JB, is a pre-TAFE entry level
some training.
Yeah, righto. So yes, they do it well, and that's fine.
Kane Corns there.
Horn
Francis.
no.
Named him. Little wonderful. I think that's who it is. Pepper now inside 50 here. Ball along the ground, picked up by Wines, got it out, but not that well. Ran over the top of it. Maynard Horn Francis got it again. Handball indiscriminate. Little pick up here by Fantasia. Razzie, Fantasia has kicked a goal here for Port Adelaide against the Flow. And they've got their third. 3 straight 18. Collingwood 2-1-13 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, I was hoping for a shootout. You don't always get what you want, Burn, but this is playing out to be that just at the moment. End-to-end footy. Every time a team gets an opportunity, they're finishing it off beautifully. At the moment, it looks like Port are probably having less trouble scoring, as we see on the Harvey Norman. A bit of a dubious disposal there from Horn Francis that could have been paid. He did throw it, but really exciting footy at the moment.
JB, until he got it then, I didn't know Fantasia was actually still playing.
Oh, Raz. No, he's back in the... He's your boy, Brisbane.
BT.
He's back in the mix, Raz, and Bill told him to go and get a coffee. Came to the Rush Hour studios. He thought he was just a work experience kid.
That's right. He did too.
18 plays 13. Port have kicked 3 straight. It's now Dixon in the ruck.
Smooth baby face.
Yes, Crisp and Horn Francis has flicked back. And that is, this time it is a throw. And it's going to come back to Crisp. Unbelievably endurable player, Ash. I want you to tell me how many on end he's played. As Crisp a long one. Mason Cox hands to it, couldn't hang on. Elliott flicks it back. McCreary around the body. Oh, beautiful bounce. It went hard right and jams through. An incredible sausage. 3-1, 3 straight. Collingwood by a point. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just with Jack Chris, 189th consecutive game, JB, 9th on the all-time list.
All about centre bounce at the moment, isn't it? Centre bounce goals. We saw Port Adelaide go straight from centre bounce and kick a goal down one end. And again there, Collingwood winning the free kick out of the centre bounce straight inside 50. And as you said, that's just a Nathan Lyon off spinner. That's in India too. That's really ripped back. That was going through the middle of the points, about a metre out, and it's just turned beautifully. McQuarrie, well done.
Got the really characteristic Nathan Lyon bounce as well. Really ripped off the seam, and just for all money that was going through for a behind and just turned on a right angle.
6 goals collective, JB, and you wouldn't believe it. It's goal for goal. I can go through them, but it's obvious if it's goal for goal.
It's a fest.
Cox into the middle, hand-on football first. Mitchell, ground level. He's attacked and ball goes nowhere, and he did not knock it out. The umpires have been hot. Willem Drew comes out with the free kick and football. Delivers it inside 50 without great authority. Isaac Quainer couldn't hold the mark. Picked up in the end. Little kick goes inside from Marshall. And it's been marked very, very deep here by Collingwood in the last line of defence.
Murphy.
And this is Murphy. Just slowing things down and cooling straight out of bounds on the full. Right where the 50-metre line intersects the boundary, Murphy, and that'll be a free ball going to Marshall.
That's gone deep.
Marshall, set up kick, looking for but not finding the big man Dixon. And in the end, it was a really desperate act on the goal line from Hoskin Elliott, I reckon it might have been.
It was.
To punch it through. So 19 apiece. 3-1 each. Nick Dacos to bring it back in.
Made him earn that one, Jim.
He did. He thumped the hell out of him here. Big Mace gets his arms free. Side bottom, quickly boot to ball. They've got players out here.
Oh, no.
Myercheck, one of them. He handballed to McCreary, who had his back turned to him, and the ball hit him on the number 31. Now it's out for a boundary throw in front of JZ.
Geez, they're out too. Had to go. He running forward of the footy. Just another handball in that chain, and they're inside 50.
Right in front of Jay-Z's sitting position here. This boundary throw in falls short. Supposed to be 18 metres. That one about 12. Now a free kick will go to Adams. The advantage is paid. It spills out of Mitchell. Mitchell with a left foot kick inside 50. Mark has been taken here by McStay. Got his man a little under the footy. A little bit of a nudge. Probably in the legal realm. And McStay will kick around the corner from 7 metres. Collingwood searching for their 4th goal to take the lead by a goal. McStay does just that for the Pies. 4-1 to 3-1 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, it was the kick in from Tom Mitchell. I know it drew a little bit of a sigh and laugh in the commentary box. It was by no means perfect, but I know everyone loves lace-out football, hitting the forward on the lead lace-out, but sometimes all you need is a nice high footy going to a dangerous spot to put the defenders under lots of pressure. McStay had the back of Aaliyah, did put his hands in it, but didn't infringe, just worked him under the ball nicely, read the drop of the ball and took it, and then finished off with a goal.
Triple M Reds Ed. So last week Port won the contested ball by 34 today. However, Collingwood 23, Port only at 11.
Josie?
JB, keep an eye on Jason Horne-Francis and Taylor Adams. They have been belting the clappers out of each other for the past 4 minutes. Something happened off the ball. Taylor Adams not happy with Horne-Francis.
I did see a bit of that. Here is Taylor Adams, another clearance for Collingwood. This is to Goey, and he gets taken actually in a big tackle from Powell Pepper. I reckon Tay just said to him, you might be playing your 19th, young man, but I've got 184 under my belt. And you got to earn respect in this comp. And here is Horne-Francis. It gets past him, almost butters. Mitchell over the top of the ball. They've been red hot on anyone sitting anywhere near the footy. De Goey. Butters again, ripped into the ground. Pendlebury spins out. Gets a handball forward with brilliance to Cox. Spinning it inside 50. Myercheck almost. Cameron back to Myercheck. Gets out of a tackle. Straightens up. Sees something in the pocket he likes. McStay. Got to keep the footy in. And is taken high.
Drawn one.
Draws a free McStay. And now Adams can run around and kick the sausage. Loves it. 3 in a row, Collingwood. 5-1-31 to 3-1-19. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It was actually a poor kick going inside 50. I think it was Myercheck that kicked it to McStay way out in front. Poor kick. It just looked like the ball was going to dribble out of bounds, but then McStay just made something of it. Sort of shrugged up a little bit maybe, but the high free kick was from Aaliyah, and then just a little handball off. Well, no one was watching. Port Adelaide went to sleep. Just thought McStay was going to go back and have a slow set shot, but gave the handball off. And Adams, what a finish there. Quick snap around the body, and he let the Port Adelaide players know that was a big-time goal.
G'day, mate. That young fella just saying hello again next door in the
I
box
think it's
there.
a course. It's a course, BT.
Usually you have to do that in front of a screen in a classroom somewhere. You're not allocated a box at the ground.
On the job.
Well, these
This
guys
is a very different setup.
Very confident box.
Holding on one.
I think they're in maybe game 1. Possibly. Free kick, Ollie Wines in the middle. What a game of footy this is. 3 straight from Collingwood after a ding-dong battle in the first 10-12 minutes.
Stay out now.
Now starting to sort itself out a little bit. Not without a big chance here at the moment. Port Adelaide playing okay. Ball knocked down to Dacos. That was Josh. Got the handball away, stripped away now. Comes to Wines. Wines' little handball goes back here to Burgoyne. Burgoyne goes inside 50. Very high fly. Dixon couldn't reel it in. Off pack. Marshall gave the handball to Rioli. Got it spinning towards goal. Collingwood player is there. Moore punched it over the top to Quainer. Beautiful handball by Quainer to Hoskin Elliott. Squirted out the handball to Noble. Noble from half back told to go by Hoskin Elliott. Little creepy ball goes forward and finds an opportunity out there for Nick Dacos. Now the dribbling handball over the top to Noble, who ran on and got it again. Look at this, Bobby Hill. He's running circles around himself. There wasn't anyone actually there. Now he gave the handball back to Noble. Noble, a long ball inside 50 or thereabouts. Myercheck was there, wanted the free. Nothing on. Aaliyah's under real pressure. McStay's there, ran past the ball. They stack on, and we'll have a free kick inside Collingwood forward end.
Reminiscent Bobby Hill of the Sam Newman blind turnaround no one in the state game. That's what it was.
He did a complete 360
with no one anywhere near him. One of the greatest moves in a state game anyone's ever seen. As Rosie gets a handball forward, Butters on the wing or sort of half back, thumps a handball to the wing. Rioli arches the back to Jones. That's holding the ball. Just nonplussed, the young man. Didn't know what he was actually doing.
No advantage.
Just been watching some matchups too. Lockie Jones, as you can see now, with Nick Dacos. So he's been with him since the start of the match. He's pushing him around, trying to push him off the ball. As you can see, going back to him. Once he got done holding the ball, Dacos straight over to him, let him know that it was a big mistake.
Who's umpire 27? Just took the mark out in front of his and then kicked it beautifully back. A mark and a kick from a
cheer for
officiating umpire. I like it. Crisp wide. Gets past Cameron. There's Bobby Hill. Hoskin Elliott. High ball. Into the pocket. A hold. Let's go Collingwood's way. It's a hot whistle at the moment.
Look at Myercheck talking to Alir and saying, mate, you're having an absolute mare.
Oi. That should be 50. That should be 50. He's slapped him. Speaking of Sam Newman, the slap.
Well, not quite as pathetic.
He actually made contact. Interesting, because as soon as you go anywhere near the head region, umpires love it. And as you said, a lot of whistles going off here every time it goes inside 50.
We're on Mace watch here. If this goes through, what does he follow it up with? The kick. Oh, there it is. And subdued. A subdued M. Cox.
He's been told, Jim.
Must have been broken into stars and stripes or something.
No, 37-19, 4 in a row, Collingwood.
Elite ball movement from Collingwood. It was all the way around the outside of the boundary. Not typically how they like to move the footy, but they just took what the opposition gave them. Obviously, Port hot on protecting the corridor, having watched Collingwood the way that they like to move the ball freely straight up the guts, but that time just chained it, handballs all the way around, ended up getting a deep inside 50, and all defenders don't like when the ball goes close to the goal square, and that time Alir just infringed on Mason Cox.
Oh no, Jim. I saw the Harvey Norman replay. There was a little shush. There's a little shh just before.
He's been told not to do it, but he can't help it.
We missed it. The ball was going through the goals, but there was a little bit of flair there.
Just some low numbers for Port Adelaide, guys. Rosie 3, Butters 3, Horn Francis just the 2 handballs.
Oh, gee, Chew's really diving into the lowies.
Any highs?
Pointing
Horn
them
Francis
out,
watch.
24 minutes into the game.
Any glass half full sort of stuff?
Nick Dacos out of the middle with a clearance, goes wide. Hoskin Elliott looking lively as well, takes the mark in front of Farrell. Hoskin Elliott now looking to go into the middle. Risky ball. Cameron didn't let him down. Took a contested mark. Got the handball to Josh. Josh is going to kick the ball forward. Goes into the pocket. Bobby's down there. Running rings Bobby. Couldn't quite get it that time. Now the ball's near the boundary line. Trying to get it over on that occasion.
Here he is.
Ran over the top. Got it back Bobby. Squirted it into Josh Dacos. Taking the mark or free kick it is in fact. Too high. And Josh Dacos will get a look from about 40 metres out on a slight angle.
Poor from Port Adelaide there. He's got to take that ball out of bounds. They had 2v1 on the boundary line. Burton was the player that ended up running over the footy and thought his teammate in Burgoyne was just going to pick it up, but you can't think that your teammate's going to do that. Got to get the ball out of bounds there.
He's a dead-eye dick, this guy. 14-4 he's kicked on set shots in his career. Josh Dacos. For 5 in a row for Collingwood, for a 24-point lead. He has kicked the goal. Make it 15-4. The Dacoses can do no wrong. Superb stuff. Scoreboard is slow at the G these days. 3-1-19 Port. Collingwood 7-1-43 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just love the way that Collingwood play their footy. It was a real risky kick back through the middle, but Cameron did everything he needed to. Took a contested grab, but didn't take his time and say, how good am I? Took a contested grab in the middle of the ground. He got a quick handball onto Dacos, which then got the inside 50, put Port players under pressure, and Bobby Hill, an excitement machine, lowered the eyes and hit up Dacos, who had followed up his great work from the middle of the ground.
Yeah, and for me, disgracefully, almost the forgotten Dacos.
Yeah. Somehow.
He is a star.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's playing better as a result of it, brother.
I reckon, was unlucky not to be an All-Australian last year, Josh Dacos. Star.
In the squad, wouldn't he, Jim?
Yeah, he was, and maybe should have been in the team, as Pendlebury's been a star forever. Shovels. Oh! Through came De Goey and got a good piece of Bergman. Here is Josh Dacos again, arching the back. Shovels it inside 50. Mason Cox parked under it. Big Mace. Now, going again and slapping it straight into the path of Alir, who's got good running support back there in the form of Farrell. They'll get out of trouble.
Farrell goes wide, but here comes the pressure again. Noble the spoil, picked up by Willem Drew. He got the ball out wide, and now they surge forward here in numbers. Butters, high ball up there towards Dixon. In front, though, is Billy Frampton. And you get the feeling that Billy Frampton, if he hasn't already, is going to become a little bit of a fave for the Pie fans.
Collingwood just look like they're going lower and harder at the moment, Chew. Contested possessions.
Absolute shellacking. 38-18 Collingwood's way.
Red Z Lending, of course, loans for the self-employed. RedZ.com. Ball up here, picked off here by Butters. Goes inside, claiming the mark is Dixon, ordered off the bounce, I think it was. Ball was held to him, so another ball up inside the forward 50 for Port Adelaide, the city end of the ground. They trail by 24.
5 in a row they've kicked here, Collingwood.
Hey, mate.
Little high ball from Crisp. Adams' hands were really good. Half back. Nice contested, important mark.
Player.
Oscar Elliott moves around the side. He just lost his footing. Kick wasn't really in his favour anyway, and Farrell's able to thump it out. Great Southern stand, or Shane Warne stand wing. 3-1-19 Port, 7-1-43 Collingwood. JZ.
JB, there is a hard tag on Nick Dacos, no doubt about that. Lockie Jones hasn't had a stat in this game yet, following Nick Dacos everywhere he goes.
Yeah, the long-haired Lockie Jones, you're right there, JZ. That is absolutely true. Here is a ball for Rosie. Uses his skills to evade, and then the kick inside is very nice to Horn Francis. He's told to go as he accidentally ran off the mark. Now he's got to go inside 50. Good ball, but through the hands of the leading forward. And now it's play on, calls the umpire. Rioli picks it up, got the handball to Burgoyne. Burgoyne over the top. A little one here. Pal Pepper should mark. Surely he was interfered with. Umpire said no. Maynard was mauling him. Back to Pal Pepper. Keeps the arms free. Avoided the tackle. Got it to Wines. Right foot banana missed. Minor score, 3-2-20 Port, 7-1 Collingwood on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Not sure how that wasn't a free kick to Pau Pepper. He did everything wrong, the Collingwood defender.
We don't like being critical necessarily, Byrne and Kate, but the Georgiades kiddy's got to be better than that.
No.
How much better do you want the ball presented?
Lace out. He ducked his head a bit too, Jim. You can't do that.
Josh Dacos
outside 5
takes it in front of the MCC members' darker green seats.
Did come firm to him, though. It was
are you cutting him some slack, Brian?
Oh, look, I would have taken it.
Right, well, of course you would have. Mark taken by De Goey. Got the better of Horn Francis. He's got Dacos running. He'll use him by hand. This is Josh. Equally adept on the left, although that was a bit of a hack. It gets past everyone, though. Cameron's kick, not good. There's a teammate there, so it won't be deliberate. We'll get a thrown-in ball.
And he apologised to Elliott then, Cameron, because he missed him on the handball. Elliott would have been away and having a shot on the run from 40. And knew he'd missed that opportunity, which is always good when players know. Don't have to be told. Boundary throw in here. Cameron knocked down right in front of Bergman. The little handball comes out to Taylor Adams. He put the head down, and that's why he won't get the free, even though it was high, because he ducked, and the free kick will go against him. In fact, Willem Drew will be the recipient here. So it's 7-1 Collingwood, 3-2 Port Adelaide here, and we've got 2 minutes 50 remaining in the first quarter of football in very good conditions.
Josh Dacos up to 8 disposals and that goal, 200 metres gained already.
Jones takes it in front of Noble. The run-on was offered by Marshall. Now Connor Rosie. Long ball inside 50. Going to land about 10 metres out. Georgiades. Rioli, real dangerous. Got a boot to ball, but Murphy in the end just mowed it over the line for a behind. 3-3-21 to 7-1-43. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And smart from Nick Dacos. He's going to find Zach Butters wherever he can to try and make Jones work out whether he wants to make it a 2-on-1 or whether he's going to maintain that tag. So really smart from the young player.
See, they're a together burn back end, aren't they? They really play for each other, do all the little things, little support.
Little 1-2 there as well from Nick Dacos. Took the kick out and then got it back off Big Billy Frampton. So there's a stat for him.
Yeah, and now the ball down the line here from Mitchell. Myercheck across the face, couldn't mark.
Oh, the Bros.
Maynard just sockets it off the ground, made great connection. A 45-metre kick to Elliott. Elliott handball to McCreary, running along the boundary line. It's a difficult angle. Now he lessens it. Funny little iffy handball. Got to De Goey. De Goey around the corner, goal. No, missed. Missed to the left-hand side, did De Goey. 7-2 Collingwood. Port Adelaide 3-3.
Now you've got to think team inside forward 50, but I can't help but think McQuarrie, he had him burnt off. Jace Burgoyne could have run in and had a snap himself, but felt the pressure, thought he'd handball off, and De Goey probably would kick them 9 times out of 10.
Kick to Burton, very good last week. Sideways Farrell, nice left foot. Down the line he goes looking for Marshall. It's belted away from him. Mitchell. Quaynor. Side bottom. I think Isaac was taken high, so that'll be...
Steal your kick.
Here you are, Steele side bottom will
Steal your kick.
Taking it. Interesting.
Downfield.
Willem Drew's nephew of the great Lee Simon. He's a Karoit boy. That's John O'Brien territory.
Gary Keane.
Yep. The Muggovans and the Browns, Karoit.
Yes.
The lettuces bristle and the broccoli down there.
Dairy country as well, Joe.
Beautiful.
Milk.
Long inside 50 ball. Good hands, Cameron. Good, strong mitts with 2 against him.
Geez, Alira again, beaten in the one-on-one in the air. I know Ollie Wines come across and tried to help, probably took Alira out a little bit, but when you get a free run at it like that, that's probably 3 we've seen already in this first quarter. He's been beaten, and all the Collingwood players know it too. They're straight over to him, letting him know he's had a poor start to this game.
Grey area this, when a player stops to do up his boots, whether that comes off his 30. I see they've stopped the countdown clock, so it doesn't come off the 30 according to... Well, the countdown clock operator.
If you're blowing really hard, Bristle, fatigue's a factor.
Yes,
Get down and attend to your boots.
Yes.
Get another 15 seconds of breath in.
Could be exploited.
Right. On to something there, BT.
We go
scoop
deep.
A lot of things back. They're not doing that next door. They're wondering if their mics are on. Yeah, Cameron.
In fact, I don't think they've got mics.
He's a kick from about 48.
Jeez, he got
to the
close.
punt road end. He got way too close and sprayed it to the right, and that's out in the full.
Not sure if they'll keep up with this tag on Nick Dacos. He's had 9 disposals, equal leading ball winner on the ground.
Oh, boy.
He has got a lot of 1-2s, though.
And a lot of kick-outs as well.
Takes the kick-outs, chips over and tries to get it back. So,
but Bern, is that not how one of the ways you try and beat the tag?
No, it is. No, you can use that to your advantage.
Oh, I sense just a little bit of... Bernie doesn't... Back inside to Willem Drew. Drew marks. I'm just sensing a little bit from you, Bern. It's a quarter to remember. It was tied early, and then Kate arrived, and then Collingwood opened it up. 7-2-44 Collingwood. Port Adelaide 3-3-21 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M ranks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Head to Macca's for 10 chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
Footy's on the radio.
Footy's back. It's back. This is great news.
Gawn and Grundy kicking 6 between them, so
they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. That ruck. Yep.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
At Macca's, we know it's important to make your AFL pre-game routine count. Whether that's getting comfy at home for a big night in or heading to the ground early before the game begins. Tell us your pre-game routine and we'll make it count with a Macca's instant offer. Visit maccaspregame.com. T's and C's apply.
The Super Rugby Pacific is now streaming on the home of rugby, Stan Sport. Can the Rebels keep up their form against the Reds? Kicks off tonight.
Here we go. Hardwick scores!
The only place to watch every match, ad-free, live and on demand. On the home of rugby, Stan Sport. Start your free trial today at stan.com.au/sport.
You wouldn't operate a chainsaw blindfolded. You wouldn't ride your dirt bike blindfolded. And you wouldn't walk on your roof blindfolded. Yet too many people dig without searching before you dig online first. Because if you don't search first, you're digging blind. Avoid high-pressure gas mains and high-voltage electricity cables every time. Search before you dig online every time. And never dig blind.
At David Jones, take an extra 10% off the already reduced price of a great range of Silly Posturepedic and Sleepmaker mattresses. Plus receive complimentary delivery. Available in-store and online. Ask about interest-free options. T's and C's apply.
David Jones. $1 upsize deal on Australian-made mattresses now at Harvey Norman. That's right. Simply purchase a selected Australian-made queen-size mattress from big brands King Coil, Sealy Posturepedic, Sleepmaker or Beauty Rest, and for $1 more, upgrade to a king size. Now's the time to update and refresh your sleep with our $1 upsize deal. Harvey Norman, supporting Australian-made and local manufacturing with $1 upsize deal on selected Australian-made mattresses. Shop in store or online. Limited time only at Harvey Norman. Go! Conditions apply.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie loose sweet corn is in season and 3 for just $2.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. talking about footy with your mates, and raising a Jim Beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
40 crispy chicken McNuggets are for friends. Together with tangy Cajun sauce, close friends only. Pick up juicy chicken and tangy Cajun at Macca's drive-thru today. Select items available for a limited time.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
Quarter time at the Triple MCG. Collingwood 7-2-44. Lead Port 3-3-21. Spirited first quarter. Collingwood by 23. Ash Tour of the Red Z Lenders.
Contested ball. Collingwood plus 20. Darcy Cameron, number 1 ranked player. 9 disposals and 13 hit-outs.
Bob Jane team asked Jay-Z.
A bit of concern for Port Adelaide ruckman Scotty Lycett down here, BT. Copped a poke in the eye midway through that quarter, went to the bench, spent some time with the doctor, and then the quarter-time huddle spent probably 2 minutes with the club doctor again and coach Ken Hinkley. Travis Boak, the sub for Port Adelaide, has just done an extensive warm-up, spoken with Chaddy Corn, so there could be a change here. Ooh. Keep an eye on Scotty Lycett.
An extensive chat with Chadwick, knowing that the camera would be on the sub.
He'd be saying, stay near me, stay near me. We'll be on camera any stage. Hey, Port Adelaide, and you mentioned it, Jim. I don't know if that was on air or off air, but you shut down their time and space, and they look a completely different team. Early on in this game, they were allowed the corridor, allowed that open side, and they entered forward 50. Charlie Dixon kicks a couple early, but as soon as Collingwood brought the heat, brought the pressure on the footy, didn't allow them to come through that centre corridor. Completely different team. You look at the tackle numbers, 22-14, Collingwood's way. It's not just the tackle numbers, but the way they're tackling. It's going at 79%. Collingwood at the moment, 58 to Port Adelaide. So they're just making him stick. The AFL average 64.
Just love the way that their forward pressure operates inside 50 as well, Collingwood. Get the ball in nice and deep, put the defenders under pressure, but then they've always got the smalls. We saw Sidebottom holding out of a stoppage. You've got Bobby Hill, who's just so dynamic, but their forward line just operates so well.
Ready to start the second term. Collingwood by 23 points. Lycett and Cameron. For an undersized ruckman, Cameron actually does a really good job in these centre square situations. There's a free kick going Port Adelaide's way. Lycett, handball forward. Horton Francis gets to Orazio. He gets barreled. And so he gets a free. Outside 50, though. Horton Francis lurking, so it gets closed down by Hill.
How many's he had, Razzle?
Just the one.
Just the one
now
touch.
He does hand it off.
One
Houston kicks it into the man, running at him in Noble. Gets it back, Houston. Now Horton Francis off a step, just hoists a high, wobbly ball, top of the square. Murphy comes in, coughs it up. Jones taken out of it, went back and found it. Ball over. Throw in.
So Port Adelaide to the punt road end here. Early in the second quarter have got to lock at their end of the ground. Can they make some inroads into this 23-point margin that Collingwood have at the moment? Boundary throw in, Dixon doing the ruck work in front of Cameron. Cameron trying to work it from behind. Ball in dispute at ground level. Dixon picked it up, tried to kick it, picked up by Johnny Noble. He went for the clearing kick out to the northern flank and did really well. It was fluky, but McCreary was there.
Nothing here.
And look at this, he's kicked it to himself. There was no one there, so he just did a little 15-metre and he said, I'll go and get that myself. And it didn't work out because Bergman beat him there. Now McCreary polishes it up. Gave it to Adams. Adams goes back inside to McCreary again. Oh boy, he turns his back. He is the back turner. He's fast becoming a very prominent back turner, McCreary. And we'll have a ball up and half back for Collingwood.
Bristol, it was Gaelic style.
Oh, it was.
Just give yourself a little room with a little toe poker.
Definitely kicked it to himself.
Yep, I liked it. Right in front of Jay-Z, the ball's thrown up. Wines goes to work. Dacos taken high. This is Josh.
If we could just use full names as well, BT. We asked what Razzle had. Chua just really nervous, writing down, scrambling for names. Didn't know who that was.
I just had a memory fade.
Yeah, a memory fade.
So Josh Dacos down the broadcast wing here at the mighty MCG. Long ball. Aliir at the back. McCreary put some body heat on him. That might be a push in the back, I reckon.
Port Adelaide.
Going Port Adelaide's way. It's a clear push for Connor Rosie, who's at half back for the Pan.
feel like you're a bit distant at the moment, Ash. I don't know what's going on at home or issues here or what. You are a little distant. Into the kick.
He asked me, who's Razzle?
Burn Jones. Pal Pepper.
Your second game.
Come on,
There's Pendlebury in the middle of the ground. So Port have been better in the opening 2 minutes and 47 seconds it's been played. Now Pendlebury goes wide with a striking ball to side bottom.
Outside 5.
Hits him right on the breadbasket. And Pendlebury slowing things down on true half forward, about 75 metres from the City end goal. Indicates with the point of the finger that he's going long. He does that and hugs the boundary line. High footy, Myercheck was there. Off hands, Bobby Hill. Right foot from the boundary. Got it right in there, Bergman. Able to cut it off for Port, but he's got to head back to the southern stand.
Kicks it straight into the guts of Steele side bottom.
He's got a really white head.
Yeah, when he ggets a close shave, it gets a white up.
Is he a hat wearer?
He needs some moisturiser with a little bit of colour in it. Here comes Myercheck with a really good mark, 30 out, not much angle.
Yeah, clever kick again from Steele side bottom. Just didn't go to the top of the square. That's where all the Port Adelaide defenders, tall defenders, were waiting. He just pulled the kick a little bit, allowed Myercheck to have some time to just time his jump to run at it and take a nice mark. Should finish.
To make it 6 in a row for Collingwood. And to extend this lead out to the City end, Brodie. It's there. 6 straight pies. 8-2, 50 to 3-3-21. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
They are under the pump here. Port Adelaide and Collingwood are making them pay. Really struggling to get the ball out of their defensive 50. That time it was Steele side bottom, set up perfectly, and Byrne, you said it correctly, he just pulled the kick a little bit. Everyone had sucked all the way back to the top of the goal square thinking that's where he'd put it, and Myercheck a little bit of a lead to get out of that space and lost his opponent completely.
Ash, how many individual goal kickers have Collingwood got with their 8 goals?
Jeez, it's been a nice spread. All 8. 8.
And did you want to say something else?
Yeah, and they've been super efficient as well, BT. They're going at 42% goal scoring efficiency, 8 majors from only 19 entries, 20 above the league average.
One of those questions I reckon BT already knew the answer to, just upon asking.
What's the SPA not working? What is it?
No, the SPA, we fired it up for the first time. That's probably why I'm a little bit jaded at the moment, BT, after their big win against West Coast last week.
Dehydrated.
Yeah.
It's scabby, the SPA, I've heard. It needs a real bristle brush. Here's Nick Dacos inside 50. Elliott on the lead. Takes a chesty. 45 out on the 45-degree angle, Jamie Elliott. Old practice wicket area out there where JB used to warm up and then be 12th man.
That's true. I did that twice.
Elliott will line up for goal. It's in danger of becoming a spanking.
Yep. Red alert time right now in this game.
I've got a theory I'm going to share with you in a second, Bernard.
Oh, okay.
Gee.
Yep.
Elliott, 45 metres out, 5 metres inside the boundary line. The drop punter's on the way.
Poster.
Behind.
Poster.
Mana score, and we're all looking forward to what you got to say, Jay.
I'm asking Bernard a question.
Okay.
So when the real heat comes on, and obviously the finals exemplify that, got to do the predictable, simple things.
Yep, simple.
If you're in possession of some hard-ass Parkeroon, it ain't going to work in real heat.
No.
And I just wonder if there's a few some hard-ass Parkeroons for Port Adelaide. So when it's good, it works. There's a drop mark.
Yeah, simple.
McCreary held in, and umpire wants to ping and does.
I do like names. Make sure it's first names, so we don't want any nicknames. Don't want to confuse two.
Alair wins a free kick for Port Adelaide. I'll just keep watching to see if any present Bristol.
Okay.
Well, here's Alair.
No, I'm not talking collective at the moment.
No. It's
Outside 5.
here in the back half.
Play on.
Houston. He goes out wide, searching for something out there. Can they get it across the halfway mark? Murphy was being held by Georgiades, and Murphy's got the free.
Georgiades stats, Stu, been very quiet.
2 touches, scoreless.
Murphy, short little kick. Here it is to Mitchell. Just let up. That's all he did. Marked it on the point of the square at half forward here. Collingwood attacking to the City end on the southern half forward flank. Now Mitchell's high ball in. They line up and they jump. Up they fly. No winner in the air. Elliott handball side bottom. Side bottom to Pendlebury. Pendlebury a squirting handball to Adams. Adams around the corner. Long ball deep for Myercheck. Looking for the free against Adelaide. Didn't get it. Minor score. 8-4 Collingwood to Port Adelaide 3-3. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
JB, just more to your point there. Contested possessions, Collingwood 52, Power 28. Tackles, Collingwood 28, Power 13. So they're not willing to roll up the sleeves and get the hard stuff done at the moment.
Kate McCarthy, former All-Australian for the Brisbane Lions. And they are compelling stats. Burton across the ground. Bergman at halfback. Burgoyne running for him. Uses him now, short one. Still basically at halfback, approaching the wing member side.
Got something for you in a minute, Jim.
All right, come on then.
My research.
I like it. Long here, Burgoyne.
Play on.
Marshall with a fly, couldn't hang on at the back. Pal Pepper got Georgiades in front of him. Here comes Razzle, and he will be kicked it straight into the goalpost to Raz, and just a behind. So 3-4-22, 8-4-52.
You okay with the Raz as well?
No, it's going to be Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle, right.
What do you got for us,
I've just done some research about next door, Jim, so bear with me. Long title here.
Here's 360 Bobby Hill. He might do another one here. Someone's closing in on him. Got it off. It was Houston applied the tackle. Bobby Hill got rid of it. Comes to Rosie. Rosie's got the handball back inside. It goes to Dersma. Dersma, funny little kick along the ground, didn't do a lot. Side bottom, there he is. Over the line, out of bounds, under pressure from Houston. Takes it out of bounds at half-back.
So bear with me.
Yes.
SEN Fanatic Plus. It's called Power Nation. It's a Port Bias call, Jim.
What the hell?
It's a Port Bias call.
How is it an allocated box?
Well, they're going to be struggling today for Port Bias.
Can do that from Alberton. Ball in.
Oh, it's bizarre. I
Nick
think
Dacos.
I think I'm right.
Righto. There's still side bottom who's playing a real handy game of football. Pal Pepper went and got it. Rosie taken with the tackle. Pal Pepper spins out one. Just gets a handball away the second time. Dersma, nice ball to Horn Francis. How many's he had?
6 touches.
He did explode in the second half last week, so 6 ain't the end of his day. Pal Pepper.
Been able to get the footy in their hands a little bit here, Port Adelaide, halting momentum.
Long ball inside 50, looking for Dixon. Georgiades, I'm not sure what he was thinking. Just went with a random boot. And a free kick against.
He's done some bizarre things today, Georgiades. Just looks out of sorts, out of no confidence.
I think they're calling next door on phones. I think you've got to be connected into the phone call like a group call.
I think it's more your soup tin and string.
They call and you're just on your phone. There's an opportunity in the middle for Mitchell.
Loudspeaker.
Spun out of the ball. Handball Maynard, Pendlebury. Josh Dacos. Searching ball out wide. McStay up the ground, takes the mark. Turns around and back on the right, then back on the left with a peeling off handball to side bottom. Side bottom, the ambidextrous man. Kick inside 50. Elliott almost takes it to the boundary line here, Burton, and ran it out deliberately. And no free kick, and it'll be a boundary throw in. Deep in attack for the Pies. They lead 52-22.
Scott and Mason.
The umpire allocating Lysette and Mason Cox to do the ruck work. And they gobble each other up. Now side bottom again. All on his own, back of a stoppage. Thumping handball, Isaac Quaynor, who can set sail and miss the lot. It bounces over for a boundary throw in about 3 metres around from the behind post city end. 3-4-22 to 8-4-52.
Sorry, JB. Not sure why Port Adelaide think it's appropriate to leave Steele side bottom on his own inside 50. That's twice now that it's happened. First one ended a goal. Second one could have very nearly ended in a score involvement.
Not as if he hasn't got a beacon head. Ball in dispute here at ground level. Free kick will go the way here of Port Adelaide, deep in their defence. Free kick, I think, is Bergman.
Bergman, yep.
Bergman, last line of defence, just slowing things down. Haven't looked like scoring. Oh, well, they have. Fantasia had an opportunity, didn't make the most of it. Kick out wide to Quaynor. Apparently their best trainer in the off-season, the post-season. This is the pre-season. This is the guy that they thought had the best pre-season of all Collingwood players. Isaac Quaynor. Goes long and high, very deep ball. Aaliyah getting back, big punch by Jonas. Got it 20 metres from the pack, but it goes straight to Elliott. He shot the handball to side bottom. Side bottom with the lefty. DeGoey marks. DeGoey's mark, 30 metres out, slight angle. A chance to make it 7 in a row.
They've got to do something about side bottom. They're just leaving him out there. I know wingmen are taught from that open side to push down into defence, but that means a half forward, a Port Adelaide half forward, has to push up on him, at least make it one-on-one. He's up to 15 disposals too, have just been handed by Chu, so need to do something about that.
So 15 he's had. Incredible. Here is DeGoey. He goals. 7 in a row for Collingwood. 9-4-58. Port Adelaide 3-4-22 on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans tough on and off the field.
Yeah, just getting back to my point before, I know when it's in D50, as a wingman, you are taught or coached to push into D50 and help out the defence, but that means a half forward's got to push up. Half forward's got to push up and take side bottom, and your Constantine are up, so then the most dangerous, or the free that's most dangerous is deep. You don't want to leave a still side bottom on 50. That's 2 or 3 times he's just got the footy and rebounded back inside forward 50, and again they're setting up a goal.
Speaking of rebounds, Byrne, they've gone 12 times. They've had a chain from their defensive 50 that's ended up in a goal. That's very big for Collingwood.
How many in a row now, Ash?
7 in a row for Red Z.
He's getting back onto his game, Bristol. He's there now, Mitchell.
He used to be sharp.
Side bottom. Overrunning it, Dersma. Picked up by Hoskin Elliott inside 50 again. Cameron held. So I'm just wondering, out loud, with the Port Adelaide bias call next door,
they've gone quiet.
If things start going wrong, do they go back to the 92 grand final with Georgie Fiarch and Timmy Ginniver?
Paul Northeast,
Scott Borlays.
Oh, no.
Do they just
Darren
start calling
Smith.
that halfway through?
Russell Ebert
would have been around the club.
Yeah, would have been there.
The legend. I'm just interested, as this is Cameron, to make it 8 in a row for Collingwood. Tight-ish angle, only about 35 out. Cameron strikes it poorly. Misses to the right. 3-4-22 Port Adelaide. And Collingwood are 9-5-59. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Just notice our table out there where we have lunchtime, recess. And there's been another 2 chairs added out there. The boys are coming to have lunch with us, JB. So you'll have to talk to them.
No, don't think.
I don't talk to them.
Well, he's your mate, BT.
No, for me.
Targeted you.
Rosie couldn't get it in the middle. Didn't attack it hard enough. Look at them. They're like ants. The Collingwood players just surge forward in numbers. Dacos kicks a low. It's Josh. It's raining gold.
Santa's back.
8 in a row. He's got a couple. Jay Dacos.
Start.
65, plays 22. On the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, at the moment, they're just running all over Port Adelaide. Port can't get the ball outside their defensive 50. That time it was DeGoey, went back with the flight, just made a nice little contest, put the defender under pressure from Port Adelaide. And BT, you said it right, they're like ants all the way over the field. They're just running in numbers. Dacos finished with a goal, but it was very nearly, could have been one of 3 of them basically that were one out, could have kicked that goal. Really nice footy from Collingwood.
Just combined, so these mids for Port Adelaide, Wines, Rosie, Horn-Francis, they've only laid 4 tackles. Pendlebury alone, the oldest man on the ground at 35, he's laid 6.
Oh, he's back, Ash. He's in form now, it's good.
He's warming up.
Mitchell,
Angry Ash.
confronted and gets a free. Quick release here to Nick Dacos. Again, they go inside. Aaliyah in good shape on Cameron. Takes a nice intercept mark, but he nearly pops it up. Rosie goes to ground.
Nervous.
Now Cameron picks it up. Flicks it to Elliott. Now Pendlebury. This way, that away, and then the squaring ball. Looking for Josh, who takes the mark. No, not paid. Not paid. I thought he gloved it. And Port can bring it away. Looking for the big boy Dixon. Now Cox has got it from Noble. Back inside 50 they go. Myercheck, Elliott ground level. Burgoyne with him, flicks it back. Myercheck body lines the ball. But too many numbers for Port Adelaide.
In the end, they take it away out through half back off Jones. Jones is under immediate pressure. Fantasia slipped over. Mason Cox went and got the handball. Little up and under, got it to Josh Dacos. Man of the moment, Dacos back inside. Swirling kick got Pelpepper, and Pelpepper says we're going to take a break here. And he just slows it right down. Pelpepper from half back. Ball inside to Jones. Jones takes the mark and plays on, kicks it to a vacant forward 50. Now it is a race between Georgiades out there and also Frampton, and Frampton did him.
I love him.
Not only did him, he got the ball down the throat of Noble. Noble sold a little fakey by hand and then a disher over the top, and Jamie Elliott thought and heard pressure coming from the back.
Stayed in.
Was there a whistle? Is the whistle gone? What's going on?
No, it's still in.
What is going on?
Play.
All the players have stopped.
You're kidding.
Unbelievable. Party trick from Pembrey.
Hello.
Got it to Nick
Kick the goal.
Nick Dacos to kick a goal. Play of the year. Play of the year. Play of the year. Play of the year. Pulled one right out of his crack. Pendlebury. That is unbelievable.
You are kidding.
Collingwood in danger of being a little Hollywood-like. Wow.
When you kick 9 in a row, you can.
Here's the ball. Bounced on the line.
Watching on the replay here at the moment, the Harvey Norman replay screen. What are you seeing?
Well, the ball's bounced on the line, BT. The full ball has to go out of bounds over the line. That ball bounced on the line. Both players weren't sure, but you play it out till you hear the whistle. That's what you're coached to do. But that handball over the top from Pendlebury into space when he wasn't looking, and for
Harlem Globetrotters,
Dacos to run onto it and then finish under pressure. That is goal of the year.
You know, we went absolutely bonkers for that. The box next door, Power Nation, they loved that goal.
Hang on, they're meant to be
They
the
did
opposition.
not move. They did not move. They sat there.
Kate's all over it. She's getting her eye in. Mitchell
packing up.
Long and high again. Another entry. Almost Myercheck doubling back. Alea just hacks it off the ground wide. Straight into the path. Oscar Elliott went without it. Dersma. Dumping kick and a land with Rioli, who's been real quiet. Gets it on the wing. Has a bounce. Off to Dixon. And Dixon threads a wide one for Marshall. Gets it on the bounce again. Inside 50 for Jones. Quaynor with him. Jones a leap. Couldn't hang on. Haraz. Taken by Noble in a really strong tackle. And a ball up. 30 out from Port's goal.
I don't try and do this, Jim, but I did see one of their phones, and they're on Webjet. They're out of here next door.
No, it's strange. Booking. Very strange there.
9 consecutive Collingwood goals here. Cox deep in defence, trying to shove it down the throat of Dacos.
Watch my back, guys.
And a ball up.
Mason and Todd again.
71 plays 22 with 6 minutes left in the first half. Cox doing the ruck work, knocked it to side bottom off hands to Goey. Just a flashy handball out wide of the running Mitchell at half back. Neat little ball, finds Hoskin Elliott by foot. Hoskin Elliott takes the mark right in front of Michael Klein out there, one of the best photographers in the business. Kleiny
gets here very early.
Hoskin Elliott down the line. Southern stand wing, high ball. Myercheck launched over the top and took a good mark on the back of Burton. Brodie Myercheck right on the Toyota Footy Oh What a Feeling logo. Kick goes to Pendlebury. The linking play, just the smoothness of what Collingwood do has been a pleasure to watch.
This is an old-fashioned thumping. It's an absolute pumping at the moment. They can't get their hands on the ball, Port Adelaide. JZ Clark.
Connor Rosie has come to the bench for Port Adelaide. Some concern around his left knee. Doctor's watching some vision at the moment, and Travis Boak warming up. But I tell you what, after that Pendlebury over the back of the handball, had a cold shower down here, boys.
Nice. Thump away there from Burn Jones and a ball in.
Didn't even think of JZ with that handball.
He did it right in front of you, JZ, for that reason. He just knew he was there.
Having to use his clipboard.
Forward, Cameron. Wines. Dumping ball. Marshall's there. Georgiades as well. Jones tries to trap it on the wing. And Georgiades kicks it out in the full. He's having an unmitigated nightmare.
Oh, goodness gracious. Wow. So the free kick as a result of that mistake from Georgiades sees Taylor Adams right in the Collingwood bench. Kick the ball to 50. Mason Cox has got to run at this, and when he gets a run, he marks. When he gets a run and jump at it, he is unbeatable because he stretches to 15 foot. Here's Nick Dacos. Little handball over the top, gobbled up here by Horn Francis. He goes out very wide with a kick and finds an opportunity just to slow things down now with Dersma. Dersma very, very wide to Burgoyne. And Burgoyne at half-back just slows it right down. It's been an absolute belting here in the second quarter for the Magpies. High footy. Darcy Moore, how many's he had? Not that he's been playing bad. Ball hasn't been near him. He just hasn't had to do anything.
3 touches.
Rioli, short ball into Dixon. Kick 2 in the first quarter. Marks here inside the centre square. Charlie Dixon looking for something deep. On offer is Georgiades, which is at minimal movement. And now Dixon, short ball, finds Farrell, and Farrell marks right on 50.
Beautiful kick, Bristol.
Yep. Nice kick from Charlie. Farrell will line up directly in front, punt road end. Man on the marks at 48.
There's more meaning Farrell is a beautiful
kick. Were you?
Yeah, thumping kick, isn't he?
Oh, beautiful kick.
Big left footer. Distance won't be a problem, and you'd back him in from here.
Whose
phone's that?
I think that might have been Kate's.
Is that you, Ash?
No, mate. Webjet.
Stay closer, Nick.
Kate just
Lights are in.
doing a bit of out of hours sort of work.
Was it Kate?
Comes Farrell with a big scud. Strays it straight through the eye to Little. They get their first goal since early in the first quarter. 3-4-22, trailing Collingwood 11-5, 71 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Just like to set the record straight, it wasn't mine, it was one of Chu's 3 phones that he runs.
Oh, boy. That's a great point, Kate. Are you up to 3 now? You were 2 last.
Yeah, I've got promotion at work recently, Bernie.
He's on commission, Ash. Yeah. The amount of refrigerator parts he sells is how many phones he gets.
Yeah, so 3 parts a year.
What's the going rate for a commercial refrigerator these days? What are we, in the thousands or the hundreds?
For a call-out or?
Oh, don't worry, they get paid very, very good money. Yeah.
I thought you were one.
Bounce to restart. Dixon almost
Definitely
down.
not.
Butters lost his feet. Beautiful handball there from Pendlebury. Cameron measuring kick to Adams. 50 from home.
Again, too easy from centre bounce.
Way too easy. Adams runs an arc and pounds it right over the goal umpire's hat. Got his second, Tay Adams. Quick answering goal from the Maggies. 4-4-28 to 12-5-77. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I'd like to see it again. I don't reckon he hit it perfect. I thought he hit it high on the foot.
That's what happens, and they float a bit further when you hit them like that, don't you, BT? But he claimed it. He was really early with the celebration. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay, rolled around and, as you said, hit it a bit funny, but because it floated, it hit the back fence from 55, 60 out. Known for his long goal kicking, Taylor Adams, but he's having a day out now. Kicked his second. What's he up to, Ash?
Throw in 11 disposals as well and a couple of clearances.
And this is what he's needed to do because he's sort of been manoeuvred out of the middle shape of things and spending a bit of time forward. So if he's going to do that to hold his position, he has to. I reckon he has to kick a goal a week.
Good call.
Or at least have a shot a week. Dixon, knocked down here.
Collingwood.
Advantage Collingwood. Josh Dacos runs out of the middle with the footy. Goes extremely wide. Elliott and Burne-Jones. Elliott keeps it alive here. Here's Bobby. Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill didn't quite get hold of it. Myercheck marks on his chest. 15 out directly in front. Brody Myercheck.
Well, I know that was a free kick from centre bounce again, but this is becoming just a big problem for Port Adelaide. Centre bounce clearances, they just waltz. It's not so much the way that they're winning the numbers in the column, it's the way they're just waltzing out so easily, no pressure on them, and again, shot from 25 out.
For their 6th goal of the quarter, Collingwood. We've still got 2 minutes and a half remaining. Myercheck for his second. Nails it, no problems. He's got a couple. Collingwood continuing the destroyation of Port Adelaide here at the MCG. 83-28 in favour of the Pies and the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Sometimes you get things lobbed on your desk, Jim, that you just need to pass on to your teammates in the box. And if you want it, I've got something for you. Just while Kate talks, I'll get it organised.
So 9 centre clearances to 4 in favour of Collingwood. But from those 9, they've resulted in 3 goals. So really making them pay once they get that centre clearance. But not just scoring immediately when the ball goes in from the centre clearance, they're then getting the forward half ascendancy, keeping the ball there until they score.
How can you not be excited by the way Collingwood play footy? 11 of the last 12 goals they've kicked. And the way they do it is emphatic and enjoyable.
111 of the last 12 at the G too, Ash, is that correct?
Yeah, average winning margin of 10 points, but blowout today.
Was that your thing?
No, that wasn't my thing. No, I was wondering what sort of question. Next stop in play, BT.
Yep.
I'll play it for you, and it's we need to be sitting down.
Okay, Zach Butters runs around Adams.
Is this hello, boy?
Got Bergman wide. Finds him. 2 kicks from home.
This is high BT, boy.
To the punt road end, Bergman. Long high ball and nice mark. Marshall right in the square. Got a good pair of hands.
Been a bit quiet today. I know I hadn't been down there much, Ash. 4 goals last week. Was instrumental against the Lions.
So 5 touches, hasn't hit the scoreboard to date.
Will here and should kick a major. He's only about 4 metres out. And he bends it through. They get another one. 2nd of the term, 5th of the match. 5-4-34, trailing Collingwood 13-5, 83. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, we only had a minute 15 when I said I had some gold for you, BT, and I just thought maybe we won't have another stop in play, but thank you, Toddy Marshall, because I've just had my hands or something handed to me from next door, even though there's only one left in the box at the moment, but just a little bit of biased commentary here, and, well, I'll let you be the judge of what you think.
It's Cameron, in fact. I'm sure I got it right. And just a hold. Oh, geez, that's stiff. Kane.
Oh, they're all stiff. I don't want to take anything away from Collingwood, but, I mean, the umpiring is going to be a story. I mean, what can you do?
Oh, God, the umpiring. That's just got really inspiring stuff from next door.
Come on, Kano.
I'm blaming the umpires for this.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Me, old hello box. Here's Nick Dacos out of the middle. Even the soccer off the ground work to Goey. He's taken high, but he ducked under it. So the umpire didn't pay it. In fact, they penalised Goey, and fair enough. Thought he might have slipped. It doesn't matter. He went down, and Houston's been awarded the free kick at centre half back. So on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard, Collingwood 83, Port Adelaide 34. Kick out very wide to Burn-Jones at half back. Neat little ball to Bergman. Bergman plays on from centre wing on the southern stand side, heading to the punt road end. A long, deep ball. Dixon, the big launcher, couldn't get it in the air. Now it's at ground level. Crisp's got to go. Quainer there as well. They wrap it up and we'll have the ball up 55 from Port's punt road goal.
19 seconds left.
Scott, Darcy.
Got a 33-point lead, Ash.
49.
49, sorry about that. I'm looking at the time left and not the actual bloody score. That's how well I'm going. As Bobby Hill chops that out. Nearly Adams, who's been good. Back to Josh Dacos, back to Hill. Crisp, going to get run down. Just released it to Pendlebury. We're going to run out of time here. Quainer, Hill. Wow. And the siren sounds.
Port saved again. Another goal coming up there.
It's been unbelievable footy from Collingwood.
How are you, mate?
5-4-34, Port Adelaide. 13-5, 83, 49 points. As you heard from Ash.
He's knocking on the window.
Here's the half-time lead.
G'day, BT.
Jay-Z next.
Wants to have coffee with
Hey, BT, can I grab you for a minute?
Chat away with Bernard Vince and also Kate McCarthy and Ash. What a half of footy for Collingwood. 49, as I said, for Ream Hot Water and also McDonald's. Triple M rocks the MCG.
What can you do?
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans, tough on and off the field.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Join Titus O'Reilly.
Multiple layers of stupidity coming together.
And Mick Malloy.
That is the densest bit of mayhem.
In the hunt for the weirdest sports stories to ever occur.
A naked fan ran onto the field and slid into second base as if he was the base runner.
Sports Bizarre.
This is going to get juicy here, isn't it? We should open a window or something.
Download the Listener app to listen for free.
Listener.
On now at Harvey Norman. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs. Be quick for clearance prices across the LG 2022 TV range. Save $400 on the LG 65-inch QNED 91 4K Mini LED Smart TV. Now $1,545. Save $600 on LG 65-inch CS 4K OLED Smart TV. $2,295. Shop in-store or online while stocks last. Hurry. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs and Sunday at Harvey Norman.
40 crispy chicken McNuggets are for friends. Together with tangy Cajun sauce, close friends only. Pick up juicy chicken and tangy Cajun at Macca's drive-thru today. Select items available for a limited time.
The Super Rugby Pacific is now streaming on the home of rugby, Stan Sport. Can the Rebels keep up their form against the Reds? Kicks off tonight.
Here we go. Hardwick scores!
The only place to watch every match, ad-free, live and on demand. On the home of rugby, Stan Sport. Start your free trial today at stan.com.au/sport.
You can always land a lower price at Liquorland, like a 10-pack of Jack Daniels and Cola 375ml cans for $46. So head into your local Liquorland or shop online to land yourself a lower price today. Liquorland, from the land you love. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
When it comes to joist hangers, strap bracing and metal connectors, Paslode's cordless positive placement nailer owns the job. It's fast and accurate. For quick wins on site, get onto Paslode's new PPN Master.
This is Jason. Hi. And this is Jason's RAV4. But luckily, this is Stephen.
Hello.
Stephen runs a successful auto parts store on eBay. So, Steve makes a sale and Jason gets the part he needs.
All right.
So when you're fixing your car, get your car parts from sellers who love cars like you do. On eBay.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie Shepherd avocados are in season and just $1.80 each.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
This hit goes out to you, Mr. Wick.
In cinemas now.
42 regular, wasn't it?
Yeah. And so it begins. John Wick returns.
John Wick, the killer.
And he's going to kill you. Challenge him to single combat.
If you win, you'll have your freedom.
You're going to die. Maybe not. John Wick, Chapter 4. Amen. Only in cinemas now.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. For expert advice and a job done right first time.
Yes, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks footy. We are at the MCG where the mighty Magpies are blowing Port Adelaide off the park. Can you believe this? It is Collingwood 13 goals 5, 83, beating Port Adelaide by 49 points. The Power 5-4-34. They are absolutely shell-shocked here. Looking forward to talking with Kate McCarthy and later Bernie Vince about this outstanding performance. Kate, it started a couple of weeks ago. You go back to the pre-season. Everyone's doing their sort of their top eights and their ladder predictions, etc. And Collingwood would have seen as the popular slider. The doubts were there. They got lucky last year with all these close wins. I'm not sure they're missing Brodie Grundy, etc. Well, they beat Geelong, a little bit convincingly, or it was a great performance against the Cats to knock off the reigning premier last week, and then they come out against the plucky Port Adelaide and it punched them in the mouth. It has been a significant statement from the Collingwood Football Club over the opening fortnight of the season.
It certainly has, and what's not to love about the way that they're playing their footy? They're just getting in, they're getting the hard stuff done. At the moment, they're plus 14 contested possessions in the forward 50. They're just playing lower and harder, but the way they share the ball around, they're just little chains of handballs out of the contest, bring the other player into the game, and the two Dacos brothers, I mean, they're pushing it for the two best brothers in the league at the moment. They are electric. Nick's got 17, Josh has got 15 and a goal to go with it, and I just love how their team plays, and I've never been a huge fan of Collingwood myself, coming from Brisbane. There was also always a bit of a rivalry there, but I just love watching the Pies play their footy so far this season.
Collingwood up by 49 points over Ken Hinckley's men. This is the halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time. That's the first big story, I think. Collingwood and their impressive start to the season. What about the second part of this act? Nick Dacos. Now, tell me if I'm wrong here, Kate. He's in his second season, as you said, 17 possessions, dealing with a hard tag from Lachie Jones. So he is 19, I think. He is on track to become one of the competition's best players, if not their best player, by the time he is 21 or 22 in his first 3 or 4 seasons. He uses the ball so well. He reads the game like an absolute book. And in his second season, Kate, they cannot stop him with a hard tag. Lachie Jones is one of Port Adelaide's hardest and toughest players, not even thinking about getting the ball himself. We are watching something special play out here.
Yeah, well, probably when your opponent has had 17, you might not have done your job as a tagger. Probably playing off him a little bit too much. There was just some footage on the Harvey Norman replay there. He's just losing him in contests. So he's taking him closer to the contest and then just beating him the other way. So probably Jones not doing the best of jobs on him. But in saying that, you're exactly right, Jay-Z. How can you tag a guy that reads the game so well? He's having such an impact.
Yep.
And then his brother, just his efficiency with the footy. He is just using the ball so well, and both of them fantastic. But Nick Dacos, I mean, all the hype about him, don't overplay it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic player.
Well, you just think back to some of the great players like Nathan Buckley, Nat Fyfe, Chris Judd. Are we seeing the start to that sort of a career? It has got that sort of smell about it. Is Collingwood up by 49 points, absolutely trouncing Port Adelaide here at the MCG. Ash Chew, it's great to see you back.
G'day, JC.
Holiday in the opening round of the season. What is jumping off the stat sheet at you, my friend?
Look at the territory battle. Collingwood 34 entries to Port Adelaide's 19, but they've been very efficient. They're going at 38% goal scoring efficiency. Last week similar as well. The AFL average is 23, and look at the contested ball, plus 34 for Collingwood in a half. Last week, Port won the contested ball by 34 against Brisbane. Complete reversal. Kate, you spoke about the centre clearances, 10-5 Collingwood's way, but they've been damaging. They've been hitting the scoreboard. They've kicked 3 goals, 2 from that score source. And the tackles as well. They're going at 35, the Maggies. Port only at 23, but as Bernie said, very efficient, 70% tackle efficiency, opposed to the league average at 64, and still side bottom. In his early 30s, Jay-Z, number 1 ranked player on the ground, 17 disposals, thrown 5 score involvements and a major. Pendlebury, the other veteran, 14 touches and 6 tackles, which is the most. Adams, he's hitting 30. He's had 13, a couple of goals, and just some low numbers here for Port. Rosie just a 9, Wines 9, and look, Jason Horne-Francis, 8 touches so far up to half-time.
Quiet. This is the half-time break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time. Is Collingwood up by 49 points over Port Adelaide, smashing them here at the MCG. Kate, what about just the Port Adelaide side of the coin at the moment? We hear that the Power have one eye on North Melbourne's Ben Mackay at the moment, a free agent who could be available at the end of the year. The Kangaroos are hopeful of keeping him. I see that they have conceded, Port Adelaide, 7 marks inside 50 to Collingwood's big forwards. Now, this to me shows why, and Aliir has had some nervous moments, why they're looking for some key defender reinforcement. You look at their squad, they've got some tools in forward and the midfield, but it's down back, potentially in the air, that they look a bit vulnerable, and Collingwood's exposed them there today.
Yeah, they do, and they've also exposed them through the midfield, so there's no real pressure coming on the footy as it's going in, which puts your backs under a whole lot of pressure, and we've seen... Yes, Aliir has had to make some really crucial calls, made some mistakes in the game, but when the ball's coming in that hot, it puts you under pressure. So if he could have someone else down there of the quality of Ben Mackay to help out and be able to sort of fly as that third man up, not make it such a one-on-one contest, but the ball coming in that quick, you can't drop off your player when there's no heat on the midfield.
Certainly, lots of supply down there. Collingwood up by 49 points over Port Adelaide. Now, we do deliver the best analysis in the game. You just heard it from there before from Kate McCarthy. Bernie Vince been outstanding today as well. But just occasionally, Ash, we get things wrong and stuff it up.
Certainly do.
You heard me earlier, enough of the week again. For, it's all sorts of gibberish I said last week. So we do make some mistakes on and off the field, Wilbur. What are we laughing at this time? Because it is our favourite segment, Amy Clangers. Who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does his at me again.
Incredible. Here is De Goey. He goes. 7 in a row for Collingwood.
Oh, it's the best call, isn't it, Bernie and JB? Not only the best analysis, the best call, but also plenty of humour as well. I'll look across to this Port Adelaide box next to me with the hometown Adelaide call talking about the umpiring still. For the past 10 minutes, it's all they've been talking about is the umpiring. Collingwood has blown Port Adelaide off the park. We are going to get Bernie Vince's thoughts on this in a second. It is the best call in football with JB, BT, Kate McCarthy and Bernie Vince as well. Collingwood, what a statement, up by 49 points over Port Adelaide. The Magpies 13-5-83, currently leading Port Adelaide 5-4-34 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. It's time now for a news update with Ann Stone.
Thank you, guys. Our major airports say they'll be better prepared this year for the Easter onslaught of travellers. Last year there was chaos with massive queues and extensive flight delays. It's expected there'll be even more people flying this year, especially overseas. Only a few hours left for people in New South Wales to cast their vote today in the state election. Dominic Perrottet's Liberals looking for a fourth consecutive term in office.
Well, there are always challenges when you've been in government for a decade, but the question is this, is New South Wales a better place today than it was 10 years ago? And the answer is yes.
That audio thanks to Nine. Measles have been detected in SA for the first time in 3 years in a 3-year-old boy. The Army helicopter that crashed into Jervis Bay during a training exercise last week has been recovered. Donald Trump's gone on another social media rant, posting a bizarre image that appeared to threaten a US district attorney. And an asteroid big enough to wipe out a city will pass between the Earth and the Moon this weekend. But don't worry, it'll miss both.
Visit some of Melbourne's best new home designs at Brown Property Group's newest display village at the Meridian Community in Clyde North. Visit meridianclyde.com.au.
Right now at the MCG, it's fine and 19 degrees, and it's half-time with Collingwood in the lead by 49 points over Port as Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
What is on the radio?
Max, go on. You're an avid cyclist.
Yes.
And in fact, you went on a cycling tour of France in October last year. Are you going behind the tour, or are you in front of the tour to watch them come up the hill?
The tour's in July.
Right. So it's not in October?
Yeah.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
40 crispy chicken McNuggets are for friends. Together with tangy Cajun sauce, close friends only. Pick up juicy chicken and tangy Cajun at Macca's drive-thru today. Select items available for a limited time.
On now at Harvey Norman. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs. Be quick for clearance prices across the LG 2022 TV range. Save $400 on the LG 65-inch QNED 91 4K Mini LED Smart TV. Now $1,545. Save $600 on LG 65-inch CS 4K OLED Smart TV. $2,295. Shop in-store or online while stocks last. Hurry. Huge run-out deals on LG 2022 TVs and Sunday at Harvey Norman.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie loose sweet corn is in season, and 3 for just $2.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
Thanks to KO Sports, Triple M's Rush Hour is getting out the crystal ball. Listen to JB and Billy weekdays from 4 to hear their footy predictions. Then see if they come true on KO Sports. Get the game you want when you want this footy season on KO.
This is Jason.
Hi.
And this is Jason's RAV4. But luckily, this is Stephen.
Hello.
Stephen runs a successful auto parts store on eBay. So, Steve makes a sale and Jason gets the part he needs.
All right. Yes.
So when you're fixing your car, get your car parts from sellers who love cars like you do on eBay.
Refinance to one of the lowest rate home loans with multiple offsets. One you can pause repayments on if you're ahead. It's a flexible CommBank home loan. For all the ways, we can. Application subject to credit approval. Conditions, fees and charges apply.
Come on, kids. Out you get.
Do we have to?
Keep the fun going this Easter. Order online and Woolworths will deliver your groceries the same day. Plus get free delivery on your first shop. It's just another way to get your Woolies worth this Easter. Select locations, minimum spends and T&Cs apply.
Prepare to be moved by the all-new 2.5-litre Nissan X-Trail. Crown the 2023 Drive Car of the Year Best Medium SUV. Contact your local Nissan dealer today.
What does it take to win Super Ratings Fund of the Year? Strong performance, competitive fees, and a focus on members. A super fund that delivers all three? That's a plus. Host Plus, 2023 Super Fund of the Year. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. Visit lonsec.com.au for awards and ratings criteria and disclosure. General advice only. Consider the relevant PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au. Awards and ratings are only one factor to consider. Past performance is not an indicator of future performance. Search Compare Host Plus today.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
Welcome back to the Triple MCG, supporting tradies with over 120 stores nationwide, expert trade teams and exclusive trade services. A huge range of lights, fans and electrical accessories, making every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Welcome back to the G. Score 13-5-83 Collingwood. If you've just joined us, all over Port Adelaide 5-4-34. So we're about to start the second half of football here and get it underway. Both teams back out on the track. Just 2 goals in that second quarter for Port, while Collingwood piled on 6. And they do look slick and fast and enthusiastic, and they just look to be playing really inspired footy at the moment. Collingwood, on the other hand, what you're getting out of Port is very different, Bernie, from what we saw last week from them.
Yeah, and this is my point before the game. I just don't know what Port Adelaide we're going to see. That's why they're such a tough team to read, because you see them last week, and I know you can argue Brisbane weren't at their best, and they weren't very poor around the footy, but Port Adelaide, they come out and they beat them by, it was nearly 10 goals. They got over 10 goals at one stage last week. I know they win by 54 points, but then you go, well, okay, well, let's see them with a real test at the MCG against a team that is up and about. It's going to be there late in September this year, you'd think. So, and they serve this up. And it's disappointing. It's disappointing for the club, the players. I'm not sure why, but their supporters must be frustrated as well. And a lot of people have come over, Port fans, to watch this. But as you said, Collingwood, they're playing inspiring footy. They just take the game on. I love the way they come out in the media too. We're just going to play exciting footy, a brand of footy that you're going to come to the footy and enjoy. You're going to watch us and enjoy it. We might not win. We might make a few mistakes, which they have, but we'll mop it up and we'll be good to watch, which I love that they've come out publicly and said that.
JB, old Hello Box, they've invited you in for a guest stint with them.
I find it astounding, Bristol. We have been doing this for the best part of more than 20 years. Yeah. And it used to be with these boxes, and the old ones we used to have down a bit lower and a bit further to the right. Yeah. They were coveted spaces. Ooh. They were like the Brighton bathing boxes.
Tough to get in.
Couldn't get your hands on.
No ticket to get in.
3AW with the great Rexonald would be there, and the ABC and us, and that was it.
Smokey Dawson,
of course. There was no one else allowed in. So, one club bias website operation is now in charge of a box in the main row, BT. Yeah. I don't understand how that works.
Power Nation, Jim.
I'm not saying they're not allowed to do what they're doing, but not in this. This is prime real estate.
You could probably do it from Alberton. I don't know who said that, but I agree.
We are back, ready to start this second half. Good bounce too. Cameron jumps into Lysette. Mitchell latches onto Butters.
And a good tackle.
And we're going to have a secondary bounce. Butters, what's he had, please, Ad?
Triple M Red Z JB. Butters, he's only had 7 touches.
He had a few down around the footy. There's no doubting that. He goes again, Butters, but he's unsuccessful. To Goey, hacked out of there by Drew. Quaynor takes, in the end, an uncontested mark at centre-half back.
Quaynor immediately peels off the kick and goes wide to Josh Dacos. Remind us of the Dacos boys in the first half, please, Ash. They had a sizzling half of footy.
They had Nick 17 touches, Josh Dacos 15 with 2 majors. Nick also kicked the goal.
Nick being followed closely by Jones, and that tag is still there by the looks.
Yeah, Jones just the 3 disposals as well, so clearly can handle the tag.
So a boundary throw in. I guess if you're playing half back, you're just playing on an
Oh,
opponent.
come on, BT. You said not to mention that before.
There's William
He's getting the footy. He's getting the footy.
Charlie Dix, a little handball to Razzie, old Fantasia. And he kicks it to the right-hand side. Down to JZ.
It looks like Ken Hinkley's made a change on that front BT at the opening bounce. Sam Powell-Pepper went to Nick Dacos, so maybe a change there.
They turn it over. Rioli goes back towards goal. Moore doesn't get the trip, and Moore's able to take a relieving chest mark about 2 metres out from goal. He's got a short option, uses that, and that's Frampton.
To be fair, Lockie Jones wasn't doing a great job. 17 disposals and a goal and just a 3 himself, so let's see why.
Frampton to the outer side. McStay. Bergman, nicely taken in front.
Play on.
Can't move the footy on with any speed, and then he goes with a real penetrating Nurry looking for Marshall. Couldn't find him. Nick Dacos. Beautiful movement through. Josh gets it from Maynard. And that's not a great ball from Josh. Probably
that was the first sign of player
first mistake they've made.
Dersma's put someone down as well. I think he put Josh Dacos down because of the kick, and then a few players in remonstrating in 50 metres.
So this is going to be the first goal of the half. It'll go to Marshall, who already has one. And that's a decent start for Port Adelaide. They're a long way back in the game, but 6-5-41 to 13-5. 83, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, just saw on the Harvey Norman replay, Dersma came in to let Josh Dacos know that he probably should have given the handball, decided to kick, and the handball was on. He probably should have given that, but tackled him, went inside. As we see here again, replay, puts him down. He's not happy about something. Bruzzy Maynard involved, Jim. I'm not sure what the 50 metre was actually for, to be honest. Just a little push and shove. You'd think that's just play on, but anyway, the umpire thought he'd pay 50 and guarantee the goal.
So we go back to the middle. Good start here from Port. Marshall's kicked their last 2 goals, first of this third quarter, coming some 1 3/4 minutes into the quarter. 83 plays 41. Ball up in the middle. Cameron doing the right work. Knocked out of the way here by Butters. Now Wines caught in the tackle by Cameron, which was very aggressive. Bear hugging style, and the ball up in the middle might have been, it was Wines that was tackled. Umpire Andre Gianfagna bounces the ball. Wines spinning pirouette into trouble. Bergman there.
That's a name for you, BT.
Who's that?
Andre G. What did you say?
Yeah, he's a great fella. Andre Gianfagna.
Nice name.
Just a little bit of Italian in it.
It's the one that Bristol's latched onto in the absence of his old man, Curtis Du Bois.
Oh, yeah. Where is he?
True, we're in search of him.
He's upskilling, reskilling.
He's in next door's box.
Gets to Powell-Pepper. Nicely steered ball here to Fantasia. So a little momentum, Port Adelaide. Goes to Charlie Dixon, who takes it 40 from home. Slight angle.
Jeez, he was out there, Dixon. He actually slipped over and had time to get back up on the lead and still mark it. So not sure where his man was. I think he's been matched up with Billy Frampton most of the day. He dropped back to the top of the square, but really important kick here. Big good start, getting the first 2.
Yep, bring it back to 36 points.
He's a liker of scrapbook tattoos, isn't he?
Quite a bit of anything goes.
From 50, he'll kick to the city end. And that looks very nice off the boot. He loves it. First 2 of the half to Port Adelaide. Dixon's got 3. So good start here. 36 points the margin.
Yeah, it was a good lead from Dixon, but it was the kick from Fantasia that really drew the lead. He did slip over, but then Fantasia just put it straight out in front where he wanted Dixon to lead to, and Frampton was absolutely nowhere near him when he took that mark, so he probably needs a little bit of a tighter checking on the big man, Charlie Dixon.
Jay-Z, what are you thinking down there?
Craig McRae doesn't look thrilled here. When Josh Dacos turned the ball over a few minutes ago, leading to a goal, he had a big shake of his head. So I sense that he smells a bit of smart-ass Parkeroon, as JB would say. And
that was the first sign of it, Jay-Z, wasn't it? The first obvious sign.
It certainly was, and the senior coach doesn't look thrilled with how this third term has started.
Could have
Jane T. Marks.
He had a couple of handballs on. Could have given it.
Travis Boak out there too, Jay-Z, so we'll find out who they've taken out of the game as work down to Travis Boak, who was trying to work his way through. Mitchell slaps it forward. Drew, Pendlebury, DeGoey.
My ball.
And we have a ball up wing half forward for Collingwood.
Our boundary reporter down there, forgetting the fact that the sub had come on and perhaps.
Well, he had his eyes elsewhere. He's looking at the other dugouters.
Got some mail on Jay-Z too. Next stop on the way.
Tay Adams wants to give it off to Nick Dacos. Does so now. Now the Bros. Braden Maynard inside 50. Will it bullet? What about the bullet from the Bros? Nearly put a hole in McStay's chest.
Great kick. Great call too, Jim. Just bouncing off that half back line. An absolute dart. Gave Aliir. He's had a few questionable moments today, Aliir, but nothing you can do about that. Just no pressure on the ball. Great kick, great lead. And now the finish.
Take a good kick from here for McStay. That is just not going to quite get there. It was on line, but drifted late and was touched over the line. Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jace Burgoyne has been subbed out of this one. Doesn't look injured, so looks completely tactical. The veteran Travis Boak on for Port Adelaide.
Thanks, Jay-Z. Bob Jane T-Marks. Back into play. Burton with a longish ball. Moore stands and delivers a mark. Very nice on the northern wing. Now Nick Dacos is directly to his side, demanding the footy, and Moore not even wanting to look at him. And Dacos disappointed. Throws the arms in disbelief as Moore now goes high and long, looking for and not finding McStay. Ball hits the deck and we'll have a ball up inside Collingwood's punt road forward 50 attack. What do you got for us, Bern? Did you say you're going to...
Just a stop in play, not a forward 50 stoppage. Things can happen quick here, BT. I need some time.
It's going to have to put a few words together. Off hands it comes to Myercheck. Snap a goal missed. Here we go, out of bounds.
I hope this isn't true, but from all reports I heard from a Fox Footy producer that Jay-Z down on the bench there, just you know, when you come to the footy as a kid, you got your Guernsey on, you just want to sit at the front row, watch the footy, enjoy your time. Not today, Jay-Z. He's moved them on. He's cleared a big space for himself down there. The kids, he doesn't want any kids near him. 5 or 6 now have just gone back and sat with their parents.
Elliott got rid of Burton and then was taken in the tackle and almost dangerously. In fact, it was. Collingwood, by the way, led by 55 points 26 minutes into the second quarter. It's only 37 now, so Port have got themselves back into this. Is that almost a reportable job or just a free kick?
Slow to get up. That's not a good sign.
Jamie Elliott.
And he's shutting his ear. He's been... I need to see the replay.
Move out. Go 2 more metres. Come back on.
Done the old Doc Larkins down there, Jay-Z. Cleared them out.
Well, from all reports, security involved too, BT.
No autographs today.
Little request.
What do we think, Kate? You had a good look at it?
Yeah, just not showing any real care for the tackler. That's what they like to see. He slung him straight into the ground when one arm was pinned. That's not a good look.
That's Ryan Burton was speaking about. And
it's hard when the player tries to kick it, though, when you tackle him.
So it's Elliott now with a set shot from the right forward pocket, punt road end. And it is there. Got 2. Answering goal, Collingwood. They are 14,690. Port Adelaide 7,547. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, just yellow jumpers everywhere around Jay-Z at the moment. Got security. There's kids being moved out, ushered out. But yeah, nice finish there. I don't know about this tackle. It's hard. As we said that Harvey Norman replay, you're trying to tackle him down, thinking he's going to keep his feet. But Jamie Elliott tries to kick the ball whilst being tackled, so he sort of flicks both legs in the air, which means he has to hit sort of his body or his head down. I think, to be honest, I think Burton's in a bit of trouble, but it is tough to stop that action once you've started tackling when he tries to kick it.
What's this? A rope barrier going up around Jay-Z?
Oh, no.
Nightclub style.
Oh, boy, the red rope barrier.
Got a booth
on the staunchions. Goodness me.
I've seen it all
in
now.
the middle. Wow. Here is an opportunity for Horn. Francis gave it off to the fast-running Farrell inside 50. Beautiful winds. Says to the umpire, that's where I marked it. Right on the 48, direct in front. Gave off the handball to Rosie. Rosie creeps closer. 45 and drifts it right. Minor score only. 48 plays 90. Jay-Z for Bob Jane T-Marks.
Yes, BT. I'm like the Pied Piper down here. I don't even need the flute. They just get right around me.
Bringing his own sound effects. I love it.
Those bang.
Wide ball chopped off here by Dixon. So this is Port Adelaide's best patch since about the 6-minute mark of the first term.
Play on.
Goes for a squaring ball to Horn Francis, who takes it outside 50.
Move out.
Getting the boos.
Thanks, please.
Sure why.
Jump right out now.
Must be a lot of
Out
North
the
Melbourne
break,
fans
get
in the
out.
house.
I would have thought.
I don't normally go to Collingwood games, Kate, but maybe. Given their team are in Perth.
Lost.
Burton receives the handball high and long. Georgiades just has not been able to recognise the prune. Quaynor and has tackled, handballed over the line, boundary throw-in. 14-6-90 Collingwood, 7-6-48 Port Adelaide.
That's the score on the Beacon Train scoreboard. Boundary throw in deep in Port Adelaide territory. Been a little bit better in the second half. Throw in Dixon and Cameron going at it. Dixon with the front spot. Cameron ends up getting the football but couldn't really poke it out in any fashion. And umpire Simon Meredith, the man that's older than JB, is going to ball it up inside the attacking 50 for Port.
Not that old, Jim, eh?
Well, I think he is.
Knockdown.
He's been around forever, Simon Meredith, and a bloody good umpire.
Good umpire.
Yeah, great umpire.
Hi, Collingwood.
Yeah, it'll be a free kick going the way here of Mitchell. How many has he had today, Ash Mitchell?
11 touches.
Going to bring this northbound. Kick is set Noble a task, and he won't stop it. And it's a loose one from Mitchell and goes over the line out of bounds. And this gives Port Adelaide a little snifter here. They've got a stoppage inside their 50, only 20 metres around from the top of the goal square, and haven't really had to work for it. Cameron and Dixon. Dixon the front spot. La Hawkins did well. Josh Dacos with a handball over the top with the safety of the boundary line nearby, and we'll throw it in again.
Right, so the players that electrified Port last week, Ash, Butters, Rosie, Horn, Francis, Dersma. I want to just a pricey on how
Marshall,
the four of them have gone. Yeah, add Marshall to that. Clean possession, Cameron. Myercheck just got rid of his man, but then couldn't hang on to the chest mark in the end. He brings the ball back in. Boak goes to work ground level and is taken out.
Yeah, so Zach Butters, JB, he's only had the 7 touches. Connor Rosie with 10. Horn Francis also with 10. Todd Marshall, 7 disposals, kicked 2 majors, 4 last week.
And Dersma?
And Dersma, he's only had the 9 touches.
Pushing it back, Collingwood.
It's going Collingwood's way.
Pendlebury. Scott Pendlebury.
So
Pushing back.
that's a bit of the issue, Bernard.
Yeah.
Those are very important ball
Stay with it.
possessors for them, aren't they?
Yeah, accumulators, aren't they? They get them going through the midfield, and when they're down, and even Ollie Wines, throw Ollie Wines into that as well. What's he had, Ash?
Yeah, he's had 11 on the back of 29 last week.
Yeah.
Holding Collingwood.
So holding free to Collingwood.
Oh, he's had 11, but he's sort of been unsighted, hasn't he? Clearance-wise, has he? Yeah.
But none of them are big numbers, or
Nah.
impact numbers, are they?
Nah.
Noble.
Big Mace has caught one in the ribs.
Yes.
Oh, he's gone down.
A rib tickler.
He's down.
Goes to Myercheck. Noble with a beautiful ball. One of Mace's eyeballs is actually parked in the goggle. It's come out of his cranium and it's sitting in the goggle. He's just easing it back into his head.
Here comes the doc, Jim, just to poke it back in.
Exactly.
How did Collingwood get time and space inside forward 50 when it's a slow play like that? The ball had to be returned. Heaps of numbers inside forward 50 or D50 for Port, and they get an easy lead up.
Been a bloody good player for them, Brody Myercheck.
Yep.
Set shot here. And that looks absolutely perfect. Right through the middle. He's got 3. And the 2 goals Port started this half with, Collingwood have got back. 7-6-48 to 15-6-96.
It's just that cohesion between their defenders, their mids and their forwards. They all know where they're going to kick it, who's going to be leading and where to put the footy. And one-on-one, you can't stop that. If the person's putting it straight out to the forward's advantage, the forward is on a good lead. It's very, very hard to stop. And Brody Myercheck, just ever reliable as a player, always there. He's kicked 3 goals, hasn't done anything incredible today, just played his role, and that's what he gives week in, week out for Collingwood.
104 games, or 104th game today, 170 goals. Now, that is a good return for someone that was a defender from Port Melbourne, obviously came from Tasmania. I think that's way above what Collingwood thought he'd be able to do at this footy club.
He's got every inch out of himself, hasn't he?
And still doing it.
Yeah, good preparer as well. Out of the middle they come here. Long ball inside 50. Off hands, it spills to Pelpepper. Looking for the handball wide there to Butters. Couldn't quite find him. It spills to Boak. Boak this way, that away. Got it on to Marshall. Marshall right foot snap around the body. Yes, right hand side. He's kicked a couple, but misses that one. Probably a relatively easy one by his standards. Minor score, so a 47-point Collingwood here. Midway through the third.
Perceived pressure, Bernard.
Yeah, just had way more time.
Thought he was going to get smacked, and there was no one anywhere near him.
That's what happens when the pressure's really good.
Mitchell's taken in the Rosie tackle. And then a good tackle laid by Nick Dacos. It gets past Noble. It's inside forward 50 here for Port Adelaide, but there's about 30 players around the ball, so it's going to be blown dead. Got 10 minutes left in this third quarter. Margin, please, Ash.
Margin 47 points to Collingwood.
It's comfortable. And the belief in this team, I know it's only round 2, but it's growing by the week.
Scary.
Frampton into the middle. Turnover, Burne-Jones. Short one to Dersma.
Outside 5.
And he's too far out to score, you think.
Yeah, you're outside. Play on now, play on.
Goes for a ball that's going to land in the square and easy for Moore. Get the fist in there. It trickles over. There'll be a boundary throw in deep city end.
Absolutely no movement inside their forward 50 there, Port Adelaide. We saw down the other end, Collingwood, everyone's on the move, engaging their defenders. It creates decisions to be made. They make a mistake and a channel opens up. Just nothing to deal with there.
Boundary throw in. Mason Cox being moved out of the way. The handball missed the running Rioli. Picked up by Mitchell. Thumped it out of the fence, and Mark has been paid here to McStay. Ash, I'm thinking there's a touch over 60,000 in here at the moment.
Yeah, I reckon, he could be on the money, surprisingly.
No, I am.
You are.
Down at him.
So you don't need to question me, you just need to fork out the records. Plainer on centre wing, so just to let it be heard. Cut off here by Bergman. Bergman plays on immediately. Good fast play to Marshall. He's crunched by Cox. Cox himself crunched a moment ago, was brave, and he is hurt, and he did it legally, Mason Cox. He will love what he did then. Now Charlie Dixon goes inside 50 to Palpepper Moore. He's able to put out the lunger. Got it here to Frampton. Frampton over the top to Quayner, and Quayner goes wide to Josh Dacos. Halfback, sizzling little ball looking for Noble. Misdirected, allows Butters an opportunity. Knocks it in favour of Burne-Jones, but they're losing ground. They've gone back 35 metres in their attempt to win it. They're still going backwards. Butters now into centre halfback with a nice ball, finds Dersma.
Dersma. You want to advance from there. Instead of that, he goes sideways. Georgiades, hands to it on the wing. Runs a bit of an arc, but again, nowhere to go. So short to Jones. Rosie on the wing. Rioli, the long option. Palpepper, the short option. And he goes for Palpepper. So 85-90 from home. Little one. Works back to Dersma.
Look at the non-movement inside forward 50 for Port Adelaide. Just all stagnant. Give them something to deal with. They'll make a mistake. A channel may open up, but absolutely nothing.
Pigeons are going to have a field day.
Here comes Dixon. Unable to control that. It was nicely tapped down by Pendlebury to Nick Dacos. And spreading wide balls, good for Noble.
Noble. Speaking of statues, Lee Matthews is the only one here with a statue that actually polishes his own.
He does his own, does he?
Yeah, he does. He does it often.
Each morning? Or?
Yeah, well, every time he's in Melbourne. Yeah, he does. He goes down and gives it a clean. He reckons they don't clean them.
Really?
And I agree with him. They get all that sort of bronzy, sort of coppery look about them. And seagulls and pigeons pooping all over them. And in the end, they don't look and are not respected. High footy, up goes Aaliyah.
He had a shocker.
Yeah, he did. He dropped the mark. He should have taken that little handball to Burne-Jones. Fired it here to Horn Francis. Horn Francis goes wider and finds Rioli. Rioli's thinking about wielding and going, but decides to kick over the man on the mark and go parallel with the boundary line. Good ball. Finds an opportunity here. I think it's Rosie. And Rosie will line up some 30 metres out. He's on the wrong side. And he's going to go around on the left. Rosie looks nice, no problems. Highly skilled player. And did that beautifully. Port Adelaide goal, they get their third of the quarter here. 15-6-96 Collingwood. Leading Port Adelaide 8-7-55 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Even going inside 50 then, that was the second time Rioli was out in a matter of a couple of minutes, but both times he's just called the ball in long. Once it put on his head, he needs to move a little bit. It was down in this pocket when the ball went in last time, just turned over straight away. Nick Dacos was the recipient, got the ball out, and that time called it again onto the 50, and it just required such a classy finish from Connor Rozee, but their entries have just been so wide in the pocket, nowhere near as efficient as Collingwood going
You had a
inside 50.
statue, Bernie. Would you
Stansbury.
Would you polish?
Well, there's one being made, I think, at the moment for Stansbury.
Well, you thought you had a stand. What happened to that?
No, I've got a scoreboard.
Scoreboard?
Yeah, scoreboard.
Well, they're going to have a
oval.
scoreboard after you.
Well, Bernie Vince Oval I've got.
Back in the middle.
Hey, I'll run you
Bit of
through that
recall
too.
bounce.
You didn't know that, BT?
Bernie Vince Oval?
Yeah.
What's it, a hockey field?
It's a football oval, cricket oval.
Sport that, if you can't play any other sport, you play hockey, David.
55 plays 96.
Where you pick up a stick and start swinging it.
Cameron, clean
Hockey one,
possession.
hockey two.
Jones, a big fly, but couldn't glove it and almost off the ground. Hoskin Elliott. Horn Francis taken in a tackle. Brilliant pick up, Pendlebury. Superb handball. Myercheck just hasn't quite got enough on it to get over the head of Aaliyah. How good Pendlebury.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Great again. Aaliyah, though, had another little nervous moment, didn't he, out on the wing? I know they score from it in the end, but he just doesn't look confident in the air. We're talking about an All-Australian centre-half back only 18 months ago.
Nice kick from Horn Francis. Got to Drew. Drew, a long one inside 50. Broken out of the hands of Connor Rozee. The Braz wants him. Wants badly to put body heat on him.
He
thumped into him. He pounded the crap out of him. From long. Oh, and he goes again. He's a bloody wrecking ball down there, the Braz. Smacked about 5.
Pick the ball up. Thank you. That's what we got it.
Well, we've got 2, JB.
I don't care. It's a boring game.
It wasn't his initial target. He just wanted blood, and he ended up getting it. It was the wrong person, but he got him.
Crisp. Down the line, high ball. Big Mace's there. So is Jonas. Knocks the ball forward. Side bottom. Hard as a cat's head, as Spud would say. In there tight. Comes to Wines. Little snap kick out of the ball. Got to go. Frampton does. Marks on the chest. Bravely.
Been pretty good, Frampton, hasn't he? Been reliable back there. His first few minutes weren't great, but he's bounced back.
Kick to Crisp. Was not forward enough, but Crisp made it look better than it was. Spills to Noble. Noble goes very wide. Wonderful mark. Hoskin Elliott under a little bit of pressure out there. So Hoskin Elliott on the southern wing here. Lights ablaze at the G. I don't know why. Perhaps we can send some electricity up to the Gabba. Handball off to Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos got it to Josh Dacos. Dacos searching, ball inside 50, looking for Cameron amongst 3. Couldn't do it. In the end, Butters bouncing forward, running out of defence. So had to go sideways and slightly backwards to Horn Francis at centre half back.
Did really well, Butters. I looked up. There were 3 Collingwood players down the line.
It's the thing you notice, Bern, when they turn it over in a dangerous spot, they can't move the ball from there.
You should move it quick when you turn over in good spot.
Big Mace takes it just outside 50.
He might favour him. If he's outside 50. He couldn't, could he?
No.
He's turned his back and put his arm up.
No.
That's your angle.
No.
Now he's going to go to Maynard.
Bit of a letdown.
And he likes a sausage. Only 17 in his 162 games.
My check was free.
That's your angle.
I think your man JB just wanting to get in on the party.
He's got a good fat ass, big legs, and can propel the Sharon. Built nothing like his father, by the way.
No,
You ever thought of getting a haircut like that, Jim?
No. I'm not sure I've got the juice to carry that. Maynard. Yeah, he got the trip easy, but it just always hung out to the left, so we're behind. 8-7, 55 Port Adelaide, 15-7, 97 Collingwood.
So Burton has the opportunity to kick back in. He goes straight down the middle and short and finds Houston. Houston does likewise to Horn Francis. Horn Francis plays on immediately out wide and sees Boak. Boak is tackled by side bottom and kicks sideways to Wines. Wines swift handball to Marshall. Marshall goes back out here to Butters. His handball to Boak, had to pick it up on the half volley, did well Butters. But the kick is not great, straight down the throat of Frampton. Let's get down the stairs to Jay-Z for Bob Jane team up, Jay-Z.
Hey, BT, you know it's going to become a big story. The booing of Jason Horne-Francis today, it's become quite noticeable. Every time he touches the footy, there's a big boo from the Collingwood faithful.
Why is it, Jay-Z?
Well, he requested a trade from North Melbourne, and obviously some of the body language was a bit of an issue. I'm wondering whether it's a little bit harsh.
Oh, it's a bit of fun. It was in the papers and all clubs were reading it. Just a bit of fun. But I got booed as well. Everyone gets booed. But Jay-Z, you need to take a concrete pill, mate.
In your roped off area.
Long ball forward here for DeGoey. Takes it. 2 kicks from home out. I'm with you, Jay-Z. I think there's something in it.
Go on, whip it up and do an absolute feeding frenzy during the week, Jay-Z.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how he can handle it. I mean, there's no doubt he's more of an immature youngster. He's his second season. I think he comes out here, his return game to Melbourne, he looks around, there's 60,000 people, and he's being booed every possession. I think it'd be a bit of a challenge for him and something that Port Adelaide might have to support him through. If he every time he plays, comes to Melbourne and gets booed,
it just
I think
means
it'd be interesting.
if they're booing you, it means you are a really good player. That's what it actually means.
At least they know you.
Josh Dacos. Myercheck is not quite. And Jones just bashes it onto the boot, and that's a hold, I reckon, for Georgiades.
Gee, Jay-Z. Over the top here. Rosie. In the corner. And Rosie now looking for Rioli, but he didn't really want to know about it that much. And Nick Dacos is able to rip it away. Look at this, 4-5 Collingwood players to 2 Port Adelaide, and they split in all directions and spread the back end like there's no tomorrow.
Junior Rioli's numbers, Chew, kicked 3 goals last week, was a live wire.
12 touches and scoreless to date.
Microflight chopper there, just going to land on the Yarra. Beautiful red choppers you've seen flying around Melbourne. Microflight, they're very, very nice. Little handball over the top here. That's right.
He's got a lift down by him.
Obviously something.
Right in front of the members there.
I wouldn't mind going in one of them, BT.
Hello to Jonathan and the team that won the microflight down there.
Oh, he's still going. It's a live read.
Very good operation. All right, a boundary throw in, JB, in front of the MCC members here.
97-55. Still a very comfortable margin here for Collingwood. Lysette. Handball just in hope over the top. Boak. Taken by Nick Dacos and Ward to go. He met solidly. That doesn't look good. Tough unit though. Quaynor to Mitchell. Mitchell's going to go wide to the Shane Warne stand side and find Hoskin Elliott to go up. We've got a minute left.
Put on, play on.
Long ball to a big pack of players and a good defensive mark has been taken back there by Houston.
Sideways to Jonas. There you go, mate. Little one sideways again.
He's been looking at you, thumbs up.
Over the top here.
5 minutes, BT. Just look at him, would you? Give him something.
Butters. Willem Drew. Down the line here, Moore positioning his backside. Just nuts Dixon out of the way so beautifully.
So good.
And Darcy Moore just says, okay, now I've had a look at the boards. The Collingwood one says 30 seconds. That'll do me. So we will not even try to score here. We're just going to be conservative in our nature. Frampton goes wide and finds an opportunity with Murphy in the back end. Murphy, a little short kick. All of this happening in Collingwood's defensive area. 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Been an interesting one. In fact, Port have won it basically. 3 goals to 2.
Touch, play on.
But that's not enough indentation into the lead. 3/4 time siren sounds. Collingwood with a stranglehold on this one at the G. With a quarter left, 15-7-97. Port Adelaide 8-7-55 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Don't forget to head to Macca's for 10 chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
head to Macca's for 10 chicken McBites for just $3. What a one-handed grab.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Adelaide and Richmond.
And the fans get out of their seats here.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Race into Ram Truck's Red Hot DS 1500 Express run out for a red hot 3.99% finance rate. Stock is limited, so see your Ram dealer today. T's and C's apply. Approved ABN applicants of Ram Trucks Finance only.
Order the McValue bundle at Macca's today. A choice of your favourite burgers, together with fries and drinks for just $26.95. Did we just find something the whole family can agree on? Available between 10:30am and midnight at participating restaurants. See our website for details.
Meerkat Motivationals with Alexander and Sergey.
Hey, Jane,
Are you a rapper?
No.
Then what is it with this bling health insurance?
What?
You still have gold health cover.
Huh?
Maybe hip-hop over to a plan with less ka-ching. Wake up to waste. Switching health insurance is easy. Visit Compare the Market to see the range of brands and products we compare. Or call 13 32 32. Simples.
What about cleaners?
Yep.
Mechanics?
Uh-huh.
Builders?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever hard work you do, Cbus are making your money work as hard as you.
Power workers?
Yep.
Factory workers?
Mm-hmm.
What about truckies?
What do you think?
Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if Cbus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PTS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
You can't go past the IGA Big Deal Sale for great specials right across the store. Like Dove Body Wash 1 litre selected varieties, $8.50 each, half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends March 28. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA Express and local grocer.
I need help. I can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not.
Paramount Plus presents the new original series, Rabbit Hole.
You found something big enough to make you a target.
Starring Kiefer Sutherland.
None of this makes sense. It's a mind game, John.
Deception is reality.
The enemy is everywhere.
Rabbit Hole. Streaming March 27. Exclusively on Paramount Plus.
As part of Victoria's Big Build, we're removing 110 dangerous and congested level crossings, with 67 already gone. As we remove 2 level crossings in Surrey Hills and Mont Albert, buses replace trains on sections of the Belgrave and Lilydale lines until late May. Union and Mont Albert roads will also be closed, with detours in place. Avoid delays and check before you travel at bigbuild.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
There's no better time to ride away on a Sea-Doo. Stock has arrived, so get in store and score up to $1,500 worth of Sea-Doo gear on selected models. Hurry, offers are limited. Start living your Sea-Doo life. Visit sea-doo.com for your local dealer.
People think anxiety is a sign of personal weakness.
Anxiety is something you can just snap out of.
Anxiety isn't a real medical illness.
If you think these statements are true, think again. Over 85% of Australians believe that anxiety is not a sign of personal weakness, is not something you can just snap out of, and is a real medical condition. What you're thinking isn't what they're thinking. Know when anxiety's talking.
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Tough on and off the field.
For McDonald's and Ring Hot Water, Triple M rocking the MCG here. 3/4 time scores. Collingwood leader by 42 points over Port. They've kicked 15 goals to 8 goals, basically. Let's have a look at the Red Z lending stats, Ash.
Nick Dacos leading ball winner, 25 touches, 93% by foot. Horn Francis, he's had 14 in the clearance.
Bob Jane T-March, Jay-Z. Oh, the rope. I see he's having problems.
Security kids.
Sorry, Brian. Technical issues down here. So many people.
I see they're doing a double barrier of ropes. More security.
I need more rope. Hey, Jason or Francis, there's definitely going to be a story, the treatment from the crowd and the jeering that we've heard throughout the game. Of course, Collingwood so passionate in their defence of Jack Ginnivan last season becoming a bit of a target for opposition fans. I feel like the same thing's playing out for the Port Adelaide midfielder Jason Horne-Francis this year.
Thank you, Jay-Z down there. And JB, I think it's Miles. Hello, boy. Yep.
I'll just get myself turned on. I don't understand it. It's not as if he's done anything in the game, and it wasn't. He didn't leave Collingwood.
No, but I think it's a bit of that, the way it happened, and footy supporters sort of get a bit irky about that.
Body language.
And maybe. I just think
number one pick.
I always looked at booing for myself. Having played for Collingwood, I got plenty of booing, but I always looked at it as a bit of a medal of
badge of honour.
Yeah, absolutely. And it actually, I used it to motivate me, not to drown me. And Jay-Z's got a completely different mental philosophy. That's good.
Did you get booed after you'd clubbed a couple? Because you were a brutal man.
Well, but I came from Richmond to Collingwood, so I copped exactly the same thing, and it's no big deal. You just get on with it. You're a footballer, and you know that people don't really mean it.
You're a man, but
you know, you just get on with it.
Boak, Bergman, Powell Pepper out wide, a bit of a hush over the G.
Oh, triple roper down there.
Butters, quick release. Maynard got back on Dixon. Frontal contact.
Yellow jacket. See, look at him just coming towards Jay-Z now. He must be calling in help.
Swarming him.
So the big man has played a half-decent game of footy, actually, in a team where it's been hard to work as a forward. He's kicked 3. Can't ask a lot more from your big power forward. Take a shot at his 4th. Noise start to build. Bristol says it's over 60.
Yeah.
The kick on its way. Looks nice. It is just missing. Only just at the end, faded.
It's a good start there for Port. They outplayed Collingwood in the third quarter, 17 inside 50s to 8, getting the first one of the fourth quarter as well.
Previous record between these sides, their Ash.
Absolutely, BT.
Crowd, previous record.
Yeah, just under 52,000.
We're going to have a record here today, Ash. It's over 60. Here's Elliott knocked away from him by Houston. Spills to Crisp. Crisp goes to Mitchell, missed him. Pal Pepper soaked it up and kicked it forward. Murphy got a good sitting, bouncing ball and able to get onto it and really neatly tidy it up by foot to Noble.
So old man plastered a couple of my houses.
Outside 5.
Who?
Nathan Murphy's old man was Cornish man, plasterer. And then he ended up
hard plaster.
all in his hair and he cracked the shits with it and stopped doing it.
Well, he quit. But he was a hard plaster.
Oh, yeah, bloody oath.
They're hard to find.
Yeah, well, he was good at it too.
Alia marks, backward of wing, little short sideways ball finds Houston, JB.
Not sure why he'd want to stop plastering with all that garbage falling on you. Getting in your lungs.
I'll tell you what, if you're a hard plasterer, you're a rare species
Really?
these days because they are in demand.
Wide finds
Outside 5.
Burn Jones. Shane Warne stands side of the ground.
Play on.
He goes into the centre now. Houston lurking.
Stand.
Almost true centre half back. He is. He can go with a short one to Wines.
Stand.
Just no sizzle. Now they give it off. So there's some run from behind. Long high ball. Georgiades picked it off, turns and kicks, and that sort of sums up the day he's had. It was nowhere near going through. Just sneaks in for a behind. 15-7, 97 to 8-9, 57.
Should have done better in that contest too. Georgiades, 192 centimetres, come up against John Noble, 180. Should take that. He went looking for the body and lost him completely. The ball hit the ground.
Nick Dacos running bounce out of defence, then kicks high on the head of Mason Cox. Gave him every opportunity and Cox did well. He milked it free. To me, Mason Cox is just getting better and better. As he learns the game, he adds something new to his game every year. There was a stage there a few years ago where you thought, question mark, but now I look at him and go, this guy is just... He's an important player. He's a role player very much.
He's forgotten that he actually needs the footy, though, to kick it. He's thought someone's going to get it for him. It's been sitting on the ground for a good 30 seconds now.
And he looked at the Port Adelaide interchange steward who was standing within a half a metre with a real glare.
Smell the cheese. When it comes on, it's a free kick. 50.
Why did you pick that up for him? He said, Port Adelaide guy said, mate, I've been doing this for 100 years. I ain't picking it up for you. Here's Jamie Elliott over the top with the spoil. Off the ball is an opportunity. Horn Francis got driven forward in the tackle and will get the free here, I think.
Hold the ball.
No, go against him. Goes to Adams right on the Toyota logo, JB.
Got Mitchell on. Thought about going to him and then didn't.
Play on.
And now he steers it inside forward 50. It's got too much carry for McStay. Ball's about 30 from home. And Hoskin Elliott has it held in, so we're going to have a ball up.
Brody Myercheck coming off here, JB. Something with his
fingers popped out.
With the webbing, Jay-Z, do you think?
I just wonder whether he's got a dislocated finger. Right. Oh, no, there is some blood. You're spot on, Brian. Looks like a split webbing.
Bergman had it, lost it. Boak went and got it. Wines, Butters. Pal Pepper. Good ball for Georgiades outside 50. Marshall runs on for him. The kick had too much height attached. Allowed Maynard to get to it. Frampton wrapped up by Marshall, and I think he's going to get pushed out of play.
Playing without confidence, Georgiades.
Yeah, we won't be showing this one to the kids, I would have thought.
He's better than he's shown today, that is for sure.
Such a talent.
Got a class about him.
Scott, just here, just watch my back.
Ball up right near the attacking 50 here for Port Adelaide and the boundary line. So Lysette took it out of the ruck. How many Lysette, Ash?
Yeah, Lysette for Triple M Red ZBT. Just the 7 disposals. Cameron 16.
Burn Jones, high ball. Up goes Maynard in front bravely of Dixon. Little smother off the boot. Crisp, they don't argue, and then got rid of the footy to De Goey. Swift handball to Taylor Adams. Been impressive. A risky ball into the middle, got to go Noble, does, knocks the ball further afield, straight to Farrell, gobbled up by side bottom, so they rebound here. Here's a 2-on-1 for Collingwood, really well done by Bobby Hill to allow a mark. I think it was Hoskin Elliott, was it? No, it was McStay.
Club's late.
And then Geordie comes in and gives him a nice clip.
Burn Jones was the clubber. And McStay's got the 3-point of the square at half forward. Going to hammer this one long. Does deep into the pocket, looking for someone to come out the footy. Hoskin Elliott was there, couldn't get near it. Now he does at ground level and got one high. He was sliding over. And a free kick will go the way of Hoskin Elliott, deep in the Collingwood forward pocket. Chances are, because of the angle, he'll run around on the right here. Simon Meredith adjusting the mark with the help of Andre Gianfagna.
Yes, Andre.
And he's going to kick it around the corner. Hoskin Elliott with a kick now. Good looking ball. Goal umpire doesn't even move. Collingwood get the first of the last. And they do it very, very nicely indeed. 16-7, 103 to Port Adelaide, 8-9-57 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
I've got another theory.
Oh, no.
Given that the margin's drifted out.
Yeah, let's talk theories.
My theory is, Kate and Bernard, that once the margin gets over 30 points, Geordie to go, he loses complete interest.
Yep.
If there's not heat in the game, he just doesn't care.
I agree.
When the heat's on, there's none better. When Collingwood have to win a tight one,
he's like all of us.
Magnificent. But when it just drifts out a little, the number 2 just looks to me like he loses a little bit of focus.
Yeah, the opposite to Port Adelaide's midfield.
Yeah.
He wants to be motorbike riding.
Yes, he's got another thing in his head, Brisbane.
He's off for that.
Yeah. How many's he had, Ash?
Yeah, Geordie to go. He's 11 disposals, kicked a major.
Yeah. So, but the major was when the game was on the line. He just after that, he's like, "Oh, bugger it." Mitchell, long to half forward at the back. It was Elliott running onto it, flicked it up with brilliance to Hill. Gets out of a couple of tacklers. Bobby goes back. He gets it. One of the great goals.
Bobby.
One of the great goals, Bobby Hill. Magnificent help from Elliott.
Wow.
Box office are Collingwood. They are beautiful to watch.
As good as a give and go, you'll see, JB.
Two of the best small forwards that have been out there this afternoon. Elliott, it was a great tap back to Bobby Hill. He shrugged a tackle. Then a little bit of an underground handball back to Elliott. Elliott knew Hill would be running on and then he finished it off. That was just some great composure from both of them, but just knowing each other's game so well, knowing that they both stay in the contest and didn't need help from anyone else.
Jay-Z?
Yes, so Collingwood's activated at sub. Reef McInnes has come on, but Brodie Mychak is the man who's been subbed out with that finger issue. It's party time down here, BT. Collingwood fans out of their seats.
Yeah, I see they're releasing the rope barrier too, so that's great news. 52 points, Collingwood, biggest margin of the game, Ash?
55, BT.
Thank you. It's 55, is it?
55 deep into the second quarter.
Oh, no, it's 52 now.
Yeah, spot on.
Was 55, I get you.
Yep.
There's Jonas. Little handball
look at this,
smothered. There's Bobby Dazzler. He's got it on the boundary line. Rocket handball in, had pace on it. Mitchell couldn't handle it. It was like a red-hot missile. Kick goes back out to Pelpepper. Nick Dacus tries to corral him. Pelpepper gets rid of the kick up towards half forward. Maynard was there over the back. Frampton couldn't get it. Dixon, great handball. Got it further afield. Fantasia got it into Georgiades, and Georgiades is marked 47 metres out directly in front of the punt road end. Georgiades will have the journey.
Certainly hasn't been his day, has it? He's been pretty quiet, made some, uncharacteristic errors as well. I think he's had the 8 disposals. Hasn't kicked a goal yet, Ash.
Spot on, Bernie.
Even for next week, just a bit of confidence going in, kicking a couple here late in the game. It's amazing what that can do for a young player.
That's if he survives in the team for next week.
Yeah, hello. BT's got him dropped.
No, I haven't. But just listening to you, Georgiades has kicked it off to the right.
I won't play now, missing that.
Just one for next week when we're talking about teams. How does Jack Ginnivan come back into this Collingwood team? Is there a spot for him? What are they going to do?
No way.
No.
Yeah, Bobby Hill's the man that he's got to take out.
Player.
Dacos. Kick just didn't have enough juice for more.
Great problem to have, by the way.
Yeah.
Showdown next week. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Picked off by Boak. You talk about taking something out of a game, Bernard. That's what Melbourne did last night.
Yep.
horrible for 90% of it.
Yeah.
But the last 15 or 11 minutes, they're actually going to take that into the game against Sydney, aren't they?
Yep, certainly will.
Brian, red button's mute
no.
if you want to head down that path.
He's done a Ross.
Poke.
Clever.
Good ball.
Clever.
Georgiades in the pocket.
10 metres with me.
It takes a 300-plus game player, just footy smarts there. Realised he wasn't going to make the distance. You could see his eyes darting around. Wasn't giving it away with his body language. He was just hunched over, looking where the space was. And Georgiades didn't lead. He just put it in the space in front of him, forced him to lead onto it. Now he's got another shot.
Still going through his routine here, which I admire, given the fact he hasn't had a good day and he'd feel under pressure to get on with it. Now the umpire's telling him to get on with it.
You've got him at the Magpies next week.
Well, it's a tougher shot than the last one. What's he got? Georgiades. That looks better.
Got it.
Got it.
All clear.
First for Mitch Georgiades. And it's 9-10-64 to 17-7-109. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Been able to wrestle back a little bit of momentum here in this second half. Obviously, game was pretty much over at half-time with the way that Collingwood came out and just ran all around them. But to their credit, they have come out after half-time and been able to really shore up that midfield a little bit compared to that first half. And Georgiades hasn't had the best day, as we've mentioned, but good on him for going back, settling and kicking that goal.
You're right, 4 goals apiece in the second half.
Yeah, it's spot on, Kane. Since half-time, the inside 50s are 23-12 Port's way. And they've outscored Collingwood by 4 points, but they're down by 48 in contested ball.
Set up, please, guys.
48?
48?
Yes, absolute smashing. They won that stat last week by
recheck that?
34.
48.
Yeah.
So that's a what turnaround?
Ash being asked to
80.
recheck the methodology.
That's unbelievable.
Middle, Cox did well, got knee and boot to the footy. Wines picks it up. Gave the handball
There he
off.
is.
The Farrell handball was intercepted. Spills to Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos driving ball. They get in each other's way. And in the end, it's Mitchell. It could have been Reith that took the mark. You probably would have thought Mitchell might have let him, but fancy himself here, Mitchell.
How many clearances today, Ash? Been brought to the club purely for his clearance work.
In the back of 10 last week, he's had 7 today, Mitchell.
Good pickup, hasn't he?
Is that is just
small.
pure? That is it? Is it burned with him?
That was a deficiency of Collingwood last year. A lot of the outside run and receivers, but that was the little fix they needed.
45-metre kick for Mitchell, got it high and got it on line. It looks really, really good. So Tom Mitchell kicks the goal in response to Georgiades. It's a 3-goal-1 last quarter in favour of the Pies. 18-7, 115 to Port, 9-10-64 on the Titanium Caravans scoreboard. Titanium Caravans tough on and off the field.
The spread of goal kickers, Collingwood, Ash.
Yeah, it's a fair spread, isn't it? Jeez, it's a magnificent spread, JB.
Well, tell us about that.
I was just admiring it. I just wanted to soak in the moment. 13 goal kickers.
13.
Spread, just let us know
Picture
about
perfect.
the spread.
Magnificent
Got
spread.
caught up in the moment.
It was a great spread, and what was the other descriptive word?
Superb spread.
Superb spread. And
Whether he's panicked there, he's like
number. He's
rabbit in the
something.
headlights.
I think he's doing something else, BT.
I think he was.
Caught him.
He and Kate were working on something. Hey,
Just on what we were working on, JB. Scores from centre clearance, so 5 goals to Collingwood, Port 2 goals 3, but that's obviously largely to that deficiency that they had. Burn scores from centre clearances or scores from clearances in general. They've been getting back from Tom Mitchell.
Wobbly kick inside 50. Quainer takes a really good one-handed mark. So over 60,000 BT.
Yep.
That is a superb crowd because Port Adelaide don't bring much when the games are here in Melbourne. They do, obviously, at the Adelaide Oval.
It just says that crowd numbers are up everywhere, JB.
Well, but Carlton Geelong wasn't great.
No, but historically they haven't been great either. I think the record there for home and away was 55,000, which surprised me it was that low.
No. I just think when you've got one team basically providing the crowd 60 plus is a brilliant Saturday afternoon result.
In the previous 5 games, JB, Collingwood were averaging 85,000. I know that includes 2 finals.
I think their best year here of averaging right through the year was 71 for Collingwood. Extraordinary, JB.
Well, why wouldn't you want to come and watch him? That's the simple fact of it. Long ball, gets past Allaire. He's had a tough day too. Hoskin Elliott slipped over as he kicked the ball, and Burton kicks it straight out of play.
I would love to know what an average crowd of, say, 70 or even a crowd like, what does it do for the financial coffers for that club? Is it huge?
Yep, that's $250,000. Well, in the old days,
$250,000.
probably more. Yep, if you get 70,000, that's a lot of money. And Collingwood would have a ripping deal here, and so they should, given what they bring.
So Noble now to kick the ball from half forward, just going along the boundary line there, looking for McCreary. Did well, McCreary. Houston loses it over the line, out of bounds. So, an advantage for the big clubs, isn't it, to have these big crowds? And so people out there might not know, but the AFL don't share in it at all, JB. It's all club
only
money.
finals.
Only
they get
finals.
all the take for finals, but not home and away.
Boundary throw in here. Mason Cox doing the work. Brings it down to Pepper. Dixon might have helped it down there as well. A very high ball. Darcy Moore stood under it for a while. Marked it on the chest.
But just follow to that, Bristol. A lot of clubs don't like the Saturday afternoon slot because they don't think it's a big drawing slot. So for Collingwood, 60,000 is a great result.
Darcy Moore high to the top of the goal square. Jones went up out the back to Aaliyah. Aaliyah's he's just looked iffy with his kicking today. I mean, he found the opportunity there, but he's looked nervous with it, hasn't he, today?
Yep, no doubt. And in the air as Bergman takes it.
Outside 5.
Kick hangs in the air and it's broken up by Adams with brilliance. Noble now. They can go long in search of Reith McInnes, and it was Aaliyah that came in and thumped it over the line.
Well, that's a way to go about it, in the air. Aaliyah should watch his vision just then and take a leaf out of that for the previous 3 quarters, because he's been pretty ordinary in the air for most of the day today.
Thrown in. Taken by Bergman. Back to Pepper on the left. Lays it across the boot. Rioli takes it. Had a very, very quiet day.
Just got some Max Gawn news filtering through, Jim. We'll get to that in a second.
I'll go now, given this bugger all happening.
Well, we're actually meant to be going to dinner tonight at one of Max's restaurants.
It's not going to happen?
Well, no, we are, but he's just said all good, just a medial. So great news for Melbourne supporters.
Very good. Slap to Quainer. Quainer flicks it over the top to Frampton.
What is that?
There's
the puckaroon stuff, Jim.
A little grade 3 or grade 2?
Well, he didn't say grades and stuff, and he said the radiologist hasn't done the full report, but he just said, looks like good news, medial, so that's sort of, 4 to 6?
So the worst one without surgery is probably 10, so if you cut that in half and say it's medium.
Great news considering, we all thought the worst there at one stage, so good news for Melbourne and Max Gawn.
Yeah, it is indeed. So Noble now with the ball at half-back. This game has got into lockdown and sort of, both sides know what the result is going to be, so a bit of preservation mode, if you like, as well. See if the Pies have got another spurt in them to finish off. They kick well today, Ash. 18-7.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, BT, and they've been super efficient as well. 51 entries, but they've kicked those 18 goals.
Every throw in Cox. Lycett, they waltz together and drag each other to ground. So the umpire says it's a draw. Pendlebury squeezed the handball. Quainer likewise to Crisp. Crisp little kick out wide. Beautiful linking play. And McCreary ends with a set shot from 35 out on a slight angle.
And that's what their players just come down to today. Those little handballs around the contest, just giving it to a player that's in a better position than them and then getting the overlap run and hitting a forward lace out. That's what they've done so well in this entire match.
Boy, I am seeing a massive fight up in the top of the stand at the moment. There's guys being dragged left, right and centre down the seats. It is amazing as McCreary comes in and kicks the goal. Collingwood get another 19-7 to Port 9-10. But a massive fight up in the top of the ponds. But I haven't seen that sort of thing at the footy for many years.
Oh, another one.
Now a security man has been sat on his backside, and this is not great.
No, it isn't.
And it is something that we don't often see at the footy.
Jeez.
He's in a bit of strife, that bloke. He might get a holiday from this venue for a while.
And so he should.
Yep.
There's a few leaving really quick, getting out. But you can see the yellow coats. Well, they're going to have to leave Jay-Z. Some of them are going to have to leave him and go to this. Jay-Z will be disappointed. But
it's really out of hand up there. There's security there, but there's little blow-offs going off anywhere. Going to need some police up there. None there just yet.
Good spot, BT.
Yeah. He's always had an eye for it, BT. Little spot fires on and off the ground. Pepper ripped in a very good tackle. So Jay-Z, I think quite rightly, having a bit of a focus on what's going on with Horn Francis. But for me, Kate and Byrne, the biggest story is Collingwood just a kick out of a grand final last year.
1 point.
You cannot say that they aren't the real deal. You cannot say that they can't win the flag on exposed form.
Yep, you had McStay to the forward line, and you had Bobby Hill to the forward line. And another year into Nick Dacos. Another year into all their young players, and Pendlebury's still going beautifully. Sidebottom's been one of the Collingwood's best.
Yep.
Just look across. Darcy Moore's taken to the captaincy like duck to water. Like it's almost the complete outfit. And guys that are sort of on the, say a Hoskin Elliott, sort of, you'd say maybe on the fringe. He's a better player because they're playing better around him. Isaac Quaynor's had a great first couple of rounds. There's not too many weak links when you look across the total board. Their depth is very good.
Play for each other.
Yeah, it just seems like a club you want to be involved in.
Even, like Geordie De Goey, who you sort of looked at and wondered if he wanted really to be there a few years back, is totally buying in, and he's a legitimate star. Not only are they brilliant to watch, but they are as good a team as there is in our game.
They look close. You don't know what they get up to off the field, but they look like they got each other's backs, and they'd be spending time with each other and just enjoying, legitimately enjoying each other's company. So a footy club you're a bit in envy of, I suppose.
In sync. They're in beautiful sync, Collingwood. And every time you're down to call one of their games, you can't wait. They're great to watch. Crisp just outside 50. And I haven't said any of those sentences about Collingwood my whole life, Bern.
No, I don't think many have. But
it's transformed as a club.
It's hard not to enjoy what they're doing.
No, it is. It's brilliant. Great ball here for Reece McInnes. Crisp it was. Drew him to the footy. And he takes it in the pocket. City end. Is that scuffle finished, Brian, or...
No, the police have arrived in numbers, JB, and they are sorting it. There's one little Payak Maroon up there who's got a bit of a nosebleed, and he deserves more.
All right, okay.
Causing a lot of trouble for patrons.
All right, is he trying to now hide?
No.
McInnes snaps and goals. This is an absolute demolition. 27-127 to 9-10-64. It's a good old-fashioned donkey licking at the MCG.
Enjoyed that too. McInnes has come on as the sub. 2 fingers in the air as he kicked it and then gave the crowd the double cobra as well. Really enjoyed it with his celebration, but that was just perfect execution and a good way to back up, JB, what we were just saying, how in sync they are. It was a beautiful kick. Basically almost looked like they knew exactly what each other were thinking. That kick to the pocket, McInnes was there, got it lace out, no one anywhere near him.
Ash, I said it'd be close to the record. I thought just a bit over 60. What have we got here today?
BT, 60,744, so record crowd between these two sides and a record home and away crowd ever for Port Adelaide.
Goodness gracious me, you wouldn't read about it. Here's Poke out of the middle with a high ball to the attacking 50 of the punt road end. Quayner got pushed out of the way by Pal Pepper, but Maynard stood strong and got an old wobbler out towards the boundary line, and he'll do well if he finds it, and he does. Collingwood have been superb today. 127-64. That's a lead of 63 points, Ash. What sort of percentage would they have gained roughly today?
Well, at the moment, their percentage is 147. They've gained an extra 26 percentage points on top of the table.
That's what I was getting at, Ash. Thought it might have been a bit of a rise there. And
BT, never ask me that, would you? Because I could be a while.
Takeoff can have calculated.
Bobby Dazzler running down the half-forward line. Went with the on-the-run right foot sliding banana. Got it into a dangerous spot. And here's Taylor Adams. Picked it up. Looking for Dacos. Josh just lost his man. Now Dacos back and trying to sum up to Chris. Chris got the handball to Elliott. Elliott snap at goal, missed. A 64-point Collingwood lead here with 3 3/4 minutes remaining.
I reckon there'll be some stuff for Kenny to work on in review, Bernard.
There
have been some efforts that have been pretty ordinary.
And maybe some that may have got brushed over last week with how poor Brisbane were.
There's been Rioli just then, some real ships in the night.
Rioli just did that effort just before. It was just poor.
So
Plus 53 contested possession now, Jim. I haven't heard.
It's an obliteration.
I haven't heard this before. Is there
Has happened a few times, early 50s, yeah.
Early 50s.
In terms of contested ball difference.
I thought
Having the North game.
50s. Well, how do you know that off?
Bloody hell.
They have
Stats
contested
nothing.
possession back then.
Early 50s when Chicken Smallhorn was running around.
No, that's differential, early 50s. I mean,
Not year.
no, this is
hell.
differential.
Yeah, no. We got you now, Ash. You're a bit nervous, mate.
McStay to
Chicken
the
small.
city end.
Chicken small.
I thought that was probably even a bit early for Chicken, as that goes through from behind.
That's the name.
129 plays 64 is what do we got, Bristol? 2 minutes 40 left on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
You don't mind, I'll go on the siren.
Oh, Brian!
He's got somewhere to be.
No siren departure for you. Thank
Boy,
you.
it's hidden a fine print.
There's lots of work to do after the game.
Farrell's got it from fullback. He'll play on. He does with a bounce, and then they kick up the northern wing. Moore trying to reach over the back. Marshall had a good grab at it. Knocked down to ground Georgiades. He goes inside looking for Rosie. Cannoned off one. Lost the ball in the meantime. The give and go handball from Mitchell to side bottom and back to side bottom. So that's a give and go and then a reverse give and go. Now Crisp picks up the ball but no one to give it to. Plenty of poor players around. Crisp somehow won it. Got it to Bobby. Bobby Hill's got the give and go on but Pendlebury couldn't wait for him. Neat little ball to Dacos. Misses Nick. And Nick Dacos can line up for his second goal. And the crowd are enjoying the moment with ball in hand of Nick Dacos. Fast becoming their favourite.
Nick.
This would be the cherry on top for a very good afternoon from Nick Dacos. 31 disposals, 20 kicks going at 85%.
If you guys were voting on the Brownlow, would it be good enough to get in those votes or not?
Oh, it'd have to be.
Would be. So that'd be 2 games in a row.
Yeah, well,
All
if he
three.
kicks this, 31 and 2 goals, Bristol, that's pretty handy, especially when you're getting a tight tag for the 2.5 quarters.
So he plays on, lessens the angle, got good purchase on the point. And just
No way.
with a massive goal. Nick Dacos with a couple. Just putting an exclamation mark right on it there. Wow. 135 plays 64. Nick Dacos. 4 in a row for the Pies to finish.
Well, the hype was real before this game, but this just puts an exclamation mark on it. He is such a fantastic player. Tried to tag him out of the game in the first quarter. Did not work at all. Don't know whether that was Jones or whether he just cannot be tagged, but he is a fantastic athlete.
It's a good sign, isn't it? Because we thought, well, you've got to run with Dacos. You've got to take... Even Craig McRae said it as their coach. You've got to tag him. And, you know, now that he's been ran with really tightly in a match like this and he's responded like this, 31 and 32 now and 2 goals, I mean, now you've got to question, well, do we want to run with him? Can we run with him? It's hard to tag off half-back. Where's he going to line up? So great response from Nick Dacos.
Just Collingwood's goal-kicking spread. So 14 they're up to now. Their record is 15. That happened in 2015.
Not back in the 50s, Ash?
No.
48, sort of end of year.
War here for McCreary. Crisp. And no one getting out of that. So we got a minute left. It's funny year already. We've seen Port Adelaide emphatic last week and belted today. Melbourne emphatic last week and belted last night, or really should have been, but for about 8 minutes.
G'day, mate.
Ball gets to half forward, outside of the boot from Crisp. Aaliyah came and met the ball, did that well, but then kicks it really to green grass. It's Georgiades out here, Noble with him, Cameron as well. Noble runs him down. And he lets him know about it too.
Jay-Z right in front of you. Tell us. He's writing up a story, I think, down there, and he's just busting out of the ropes.
Stand.
Free kick going away. Noble is the unsung hero of the sort of Dacos. These guys, isn't he?
Goes under the radar. What's his numbers today?
Yeah, he's had 18 touches.
I was going to say used it very well every time he's kicked that on the full. I didn't quite get it out. Just started and watched the kick. But you're right, he uses the ball well, takes their kick outs, sets them up. That's why they're able to come back through the middle of the ground, because he's the one that looks inside. And he's got the ability to take that kick inside.
High footy, Horn Francis couldn't get it. Bergman, handball to Lysette. Lysette to Georgiades. Georgiades got it there to Marshall. Marshall says, come at me. Quain has gone right up the ground. Couldn't get to Rioli. Bounces off Rioli. Now it spills to Quainer. Quainer just stubs it back down.
Hey!
Big mark for Cameron.
Your boy, Jim.
Siren sounds, the mark will count. Collingwood win 21-9, 135 to Port Adelaide 9-10, 64.
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades shout. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood.
Could not have been more impressive, the Collingwood Footy Club.
So good.
71-point win against a team that looked so good last week, and that is 2 in a row now for this team, and they've got a heap of momentum behind them.
Two, not just 2 in a row, Jim, 2 really good wins in a row. And I suppose the disappointing thing out of today is Port Adelaide. We had all these high hopes coming in today. It's going to be a high-scoring game, goal for goal, close. 2 teams that were really good in the contest last week, but just really disappointed with the way they went about it. And that's why we don't know how to judge Port Adelaide at the moment. Their inconsistencies, they just stand out. So good last week, so poor today. So, I mean, it doesn't get any easier. They've got a showdown next week, and then Sydney, and then the Western Bulldogs. So, I mean, some tough weeks coming up as well. But maybe they need a loss like this just to wake a few people up and have some tough conversations, I suppose, with coaches, and just to see where each individual's at. So, but you can't take anything away from Collingwood. Outstanding. Nick Dacos, unbelievable for a second-year player, doing things I haven't seen from a second-year player probably ever. But as we were talking about all day, just the even spread throughout the whole ground, Jim. They just all buy in. They look like they love each other and they play for each other.
I think the question Adelaide Richmond are going to after this, the question remains the same for the last 2 seasons for me.
Yep.
If you bring extreme heat to Port Adelaide, you close down their space and time and really go hard at the ball carrier, this happens.
Yep.
So that's the unanswered question for me. If you go to Kenny in a quiet moment, because he won't talk publicly about it, say, well, the problem's the same every time.
I'm not sure how you fix that either, because Brisbane's pressure and intensity around the footy contest work was deplorable last week, so they were able to play their own game through the middle of the ground. Today it was stopped and no good.
Max Gawn, JZ.
Yeah, big news. Bernie Vince's mail, spot on the money. The club very optimistic that he has dodged a season-ending ACL injury, so I'm expecting, as Bernie said it, to be only a medial ligament injury, expected only to miss 4 to 6 weeks. So Max Gawn, the inspirational Melbourne captain, should see him back out there shortly. It's a huge relief for the Damons.
We do need to get him back out there. Kate, the votes?
Yeah, right. I've given 1 vote to Tom Mitchell. I thought he was great today. 27 disposals, 4 centre-bounce clearances. Exactly why they got him in the team. 9 clearances as well, 5 tackles and a goal to go with it. 2 votes, Darcy Cameron. He had the definitely had the matchup on Lyset and had the wood over him. 14 disposals. 16 contested possessions.
Claremont boy. Never heard of the Brayshaw name.
As well.
Never.
And finally, no surprise to anyone, Nick Dacos gets the 3 votes. 32 disposals. 21 of those are kicks, going at 86% efficiency, and just the nice little cherry on top. 2 goals to go with it.
He was attempting to take the piss.
I think he was genuine.
He knew.
He doubled down.
He knew of the legacy.
And then tripled down.
The surname means at that amazing club. Well done, everyone. Well done, Kate. Great work by you. Nice to have you back, Ash.
Thanks, JB. Great to be here.
Good work from you. Bristle, gone.
Yes, see you, Bristle. Where is he?
Always good to see you.
Thanks, Jim.
Well done to the Collingwood Footy Club, who are getting better and better and better every time we watch them on Triple M Footy. 71 points. They have thumped Port Adelaide from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water on a Saturday arvo. This has been Triple M rocking footy time now. We're going to Richmond, as I said, in Adelaide. News update with Ann Stone. Ann.
Thank you, guys. A controversial anti-transgender campaigner is back in the news again. Kelly J. Keane-Minshall has been forced to cut a rally short in Auckland after she was drenched in tomato sauce. Keane Minshall, who's also known as Posey Parker, was recently in Australia, a bunch of neo-Nazis turning up to her Melbourne rally. The Queensland government says last night's blackout at the Gabba shows why the ground needs an upgrade ahead of the 2032 Olympics. The stadium was plunged into darkness in the last quarter of the Brisbane-Melbourne game. Play didn't resume for over half an hour. The polls will close soon in New South Wales as voters there decide their next state government. Labor is tipped to win after 12 years in opposition, but a hung parliament's also possible. Qantas is promising big changes coming soon for its passengers. They can expect larger meals and new dishes on offer on both domestic and international flights. And a visit to France this weekend by King Charles has been postponed amid continuing protests over raising the retirement age.
Lizzo is coming to Australia. Amex card members have access to pre-sale tickets now until 11 a.m. Tuesday the 28th or until sold out. Search Amex Experiences. T's and C's apply.
Right now it's mostly sunny and 24 degrees at Adelaide Oval, where we're off to next for the Crows and the Tigers as Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the titanium caravans, tough on and off the field.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
This Triple M listener has just won $10,000 by listening to the Marty Sheargold Show.
All right, Kylie, give us your numbers.
5976.
And we give it away on a Friday, Vale Vols. If we do, it's the last time ever.
Pin correct.
Yeah! Kylie, you've won $10,000.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a gym beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Once upon a time, there was a place called the Wilderness.
The Emmy-nominated phenomenon, Yellow Jackets, returns with a new season to Paramount Plus.
There's some darkness out there.
Melanie Linsky and Tawny Cypress with Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis. Yellow Jackets, Season 2.
We brought it back with us.
Now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tradies, it's giveaway time to celebrate 30 years of Bosch measuring technology. You could win the ultimate Bosch Tools prize pack worth up to $8,000. To win, just head to the Triple M win page and tell us how many Bosch tools you can detect in the back of the ute. There's a total of $65,000 in prizes up for grabs. See the unseen with Bosch professional detection tools, available in-store and online at Total Tools, Sydney Tools and Blackwoods. T's and C's apply. Australian residents 18 plus only, excluding Northern Territory. Good luck.
It's JB Hi-Fi's 4-day price splits on LG TVs. Like a ridiculous $700 off a 65-inch OLED Tostaff under $2,800. And a 65-inch LG TV crunched to a ridiculous $945. That's nuts. JB, you've done it again.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Race into Ram Truck's Red Hot DS 1500 Express run out for a red hot 3.99% finance rate. Stock is limited, so see your Ram dealer today. T's and C's apply. Approved ABN applicants of Ram Trucks Finance only.
If there's one thing better than watching the footy, it's watching the footy with your mates. Talking about footy with your mates. And raising a gym beam with your mates. So here's to winning together, losing together, but hopefully winning. And here's to you, grabbing some Jim Beam before the game this week. But remember, everyone can benefit from a spell on the interchange. Drink responsibly.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, a wide range of lighting and electrical products, and expert trade teams who offer the best services, making every tradie's job easier.
Saturday twilight footy from the Adelaide Oval. It's the Crows taking on Richmond. Adelaide looking to bounce off a pretty poor loss in the end against the Giants. It was oppressive conditions. Interesting to see how they'll back up here. Their star recruit Isaac Rankin in his 50th game today. The Tigers, they're off that thrilling opening round draw. They look to have some big upside. Just got to wonder, is today the day they'll be able to bring it away from home? For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water built tough Aussie conditions. And when it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. We've got a big team assembled in the house for this twilight game. Tyson Edwards, 321 games at the Adelaide Footy Club. Tyson, mate, welcome. Good to have you here. And, gee, I'll tell you what, 6-day backup on the back of brutal conditions last week. How do players pull up from that?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, actually. I guess that's where Darren Burgess gets paid the big bucks to get the boys up and ready for this game. But important game for both teams, to be honest. I know it's only to win this one, and if Adelaide are going to continue to improve, only way you do that is by winning games of footy. It's an important one for them as well. So, it'd be interesting to see how they start the game, whether they're a bit flat or whether the Crows are up and running.
Tyson, no doubt 35 degrees, oppressive conditions for what is arguably the most physical sport in the world. I heard one of the players say during the week that Darren Burgess made a comment, this is the best running team he's been involved with in the AFL. That's a big statement, isn't it?
That is a very big statement, yeah. We had some really good runners at Port when I was there, because I was with Burjo when he was at Port Adelaide as well, and some of the numbers the boys were doing there were pretty impressive. But if he doesn't lie, the great man, so you have to believe him. So he's confident with the players he's got, and he must be enjoying it if he's got some runners.
And all I mean by that is, last week was hard, but if you are that fit, you probably can recover better than some other team.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like playing in the wet. You think you're going to pull up quite sore, and sometimes you actually pull up better than what you do when it's dry. So it's a more of a mind thing, to be honest, with a lot of that.
Tyson, you might have to just put an arm around your old teammate here today, Red Biglands. He's with us in the special comments chair. 10 years, of course, at the top with the Adelaide Footy Club. But, Biggles, look, we're a family here, mate, and we're here to sort of console you and help you through. But it was a big grand final at the baseball today, and they tell me you were sort of the Herschel Gibbs style, sort of dropping the trophy. I mean, tell me this.
Thanks for bringing it up, Yatesy. It's great to be at the footy where we're going to watch the Crows and Tigers go head-to-head. But Glenelg were too good today. Too many errors in the field for the Henley Grange Baseball Club, and hopefully the Dim One get over the line tonight in their game of 3 or best of 3 grand final. But not a great day.
Was it you that cost them, or was it?
I didn't exactly help, Yatesy. So if you could just move on, it'd be much appreciated.
What was the score? Was it 1-sided?
6-5. Did you just hear what did I say? We move on?
No.
Do I bring up Yatesy's terrible punting habits when he rocks into the Triple M box? No.
Just trying to help you through it, big fella. You've only just got here. We just want to help you through it.
It's good to talk about it.
Get it out.
Too good.
Tyson, can I ask you? I mean, I don't know. Get on it down. How's the housing market going? I mean, you sell real estate normally on a Saturday, but you're here calling the footy.
I can't even fit in the box with his wallet at the moment. It's rubbing along my leg.
It's that while I'm here is because there's not much out there at the moment. It's pretty tight to stock. So I've got some extra time to. If I knew Biggles was playing today, I would have gone down there and watched him. Actually, I probably had a spare couple of minutes.
Sold out anyway.
Yeah.
This is the Triple M Footy Prime Time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. It's Adelaide and it's Richmond, and we've got the great Theo Doropoulos. He's on the boundary today for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free deals, plus instant cash back. Call or order online. T's and C's apply. Drop, what do you got, mate?
Yeah, the perfect conditions down here, 24 degrees, the flag lacking any energy, just completely limp, no breeze. The Tigers have just won the toss. They're kicking to the Cathedral end in the cricket season, the northern end, the left of the radio dial. Last time these guys met, well, round 5, 2022, the Crows by 19. Rory Sloane did his knee, nearly 11 months to the day. He is back and good to see. On the benches, Lockie Murphy. Of course, we touched on Isaac Rankin's 50th. He's on the ground. Harry Schonberg, Elliot Himmelberg and Paddy Parnell. Interestingly, Riley Thilthorpe is the sub. Fellas, you're going to have to explain that to me. Trent Cotchin for the Tigers, Jaden Short, Samson Ryan on debut, Taylor Young 196 centimetres. He's making his debut. He starts on the bench. Ryan Mansell is the sub for Richmond.
Good on you, Theo. Very good question, I reckon, that he just posed. Don't you normally have a running type midfielder as your backup that could be versatile if anyone goes down?
Yeah, well, I guess one of the strengths of Riley is he can run, but I mean, he's a super talented player. I'd have him playing, getting some games into him, whether it's wing, half forward, whatever it is, bit of ruck, but I'd definitely have him out there.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, round 2 at the Adelaide Oval, about to get underway. The Crows and Richmond. Umpire to bounce the ball, O'Brien and Nankervis. 2 very big men go at it. They share this one. It comes to ground. The Tigers will come away first, or will they? Out of the middle. It ends up with Nankervis. Umpire plays the advantage. Tirado sends them forward, out towards half forward. Rioli, Morris it is. Couldn't take the mark. Great tackling from Hinge from behind. Umpire hovering and says, I'll have it. And it's worked its way to centre wing on the members' side of the Adelaide Oval. Great afternoon for footy.
A lot of conversation around Jordan Butts getting dropped from the Adelaide Crows lineup because you've got a tall forward up there, and well, they love Nick Murray, and he's going to go head-to-head with the gun in Lynch this afternoon.
Richmond cough it up, allows Barry at centre wing, finds Walker. They should run into an open goal here over the top. Fogarty in the goal square. Bang! Big start for Adelaide. Big turnover at centre wing, and the Crows strike first. On the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, Fogarty gets the first goal of the afternoon. Adelaide 1 straight 6. Richmond yet to score.
From an Adelaide perspective, the perfect start, getting a couple of key forwards into the game, and Darcy Fogarty can do anything once he gets up and going with a bit of confidence, and Taylor Walker dishing off the goal there to him, so a great start for Adelaide. Just looking at a couple of matchups down that end too. Dan Rioli, who's a very important player for Richmond off that halfback, he's taking on Ben Keys at the moment, and we've got Broad taking on Rankin, so I'll keep a close eye on those two, because those 2 matchups are going to be really important throughout the day.
Adelaide got smashed at centre bounce clearances in that second half last week. It cost them dearly, so they want to put a lot more pressure in there, not the easy exits that we saw in that second half. So, of course, Nankervis is a like for like with O'Brien, and those 2 big mooses, they'll battle it out, but Nankervis is a workhorse.